evening, everybody. Good evening, good morning for some of you. Good afternoon for others. Welcome in to Twitching Trek. My name is UltimatDJz, and it is my honor and privilege to be hosting you here tonight. Yo, what's up, Carissa, Al Bill, Just Q, Killer, the Pillar Kanguin. That's my dyslexia, raging like a beast. Killer Penguin, what's up? Good evening to you, Pavic Camaro. Falcon Paul, what's up? Yo, Just Q, thank you very much for being here. Carissa, Iron Chef, Mamba Mentality. Yo, what's up? Trader, what's up? Louis P, Alex Beat, Kingles, Winston Smoker, the Baby Yaga. Is the room in the litter box? I don't know. Let's pack it up. Let's fill the litter box here tonight. Yo, what's up, Doug? The Last Besselope on Summer 42. What's up? Thank you. Wolfbane, good evening to you. Chef Gamer says hello from Server 31. Good evening, Gimnon. Good evening to you. Welcome in to the show, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. Let me pop on into my Discord very quickly and say good evening to the one and only She-Whale from Server 20. Knocking on the door of level 60, from what I understand. Is that correct? You're just like...
Oh, it's going to be a while.
Nah, knocking on the door. One more good strike team auction, and you're in, right? One more interceptor strike team auction, and level 60, you're in it, right? You're in it to win it.
Yeah. You know what?
That's what I was thinking.
If Sophie doubles the pack value, then maybe. But until that time, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. So you're telling me that the jump from 59 to 60 is just wowzers, right?
Yes, that
big
is
time.
Exactly. This is a generator. This is my Parsteel generator.
I don't want to know.
Okay.
Don't tell me. Yes, tell me. Tell me.
26,000 uncommon G5 ore.
Oh, that's no big deal. Go scrap a couple of G4s. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go scrap a couple G4s. You'll be fine. Wolfwood says, yo, trader, it's a long road getting from there to level 60. I could put that.
People,
I could put it to a lyric if you want. It's been a long road getting from 59 to 60, but I've got faith that Trader can buy enough packs. I've got faith that the mortgage will support it. I got faith.
Probably have to take out a second mortgage for 59 to 60, I think, at this point.
IJ is farting on my rendition here tonight. I've got faith that the HELOC will hold its value. Good evening, everybody. Joker says, are you trying to lose your audience? No, not really. I want to have fun tonight. I want to do craziness here tonight. I don't know what exactly that craziness entails, but we're going to get into it. I have done nothing in the game today. It was actually a very busy day at work. It was actually my last day. It was my last day of the month because I'm off tomorrow. So today was, closing the month and running the reports and, chasing down deadbeats who didn't pay their bills, that sort of stuff. So it was a busy day. And oh my gosh. Tonight, Oliver DJ's had a football game. Breakout night, the best football game of the season for Mr. DJz. All right, he is, hold on, let me think about how old he is. Got to think about this for a second. He is 7. Just took me a second. I had to add it up in my head. He's 7 years old, all right? He's playing in what they call Smurf League, all right? 6 and 7-year-olds in this league. And Oliver DJ's had a breakout game, Trader. If I read you these stats, then you would think that it could have been a high school game, all right? 4 carries for 107 yards and a rushing TD.
Holy crap.
All right? Listen, he's 7, and they play on a full field. So like 100 yards, okay? This was a play from scrimmage. 70 of those rushing yards came on a play from scrimmage from the 30-yard line. Nope, 65 of those yards because they start on the 35. The 35-yard line, he got the ball. He juked 2 kids out of their freaking shoes, all right?
Wow.
And just, blam, took off. Took off straight down the field. Nobody in sight. Actually, the other team, shout out, like, because obviously they're listening. They had a kid, fastest kid I've ever seen, faster than Oliver, came from the other side of the field and chased him down, but not before Oliver got in. It was a shoelace tackle as Oliver, 7 years old, guys, dove into the end zone for the touchdown score. All right. Absolutely bonkers play. I'm losing my mind. All right. His team did very well. They won tonight 25-6 is how they won tonight. So really, really just absolutely great. They did. It was so much fun to watch. And then, of course, we came home. We had to have a celebratory steak. All right. That's
nice.
He wanted a steak dinner tonight. That's what he got. All right. Steak dinner. And then, of course, bath because he was nasty. And then bed. And here I am with you. Let me say a couple of thank yous very quickly because you guys are going crazy. You guys are already up to a level 3 hype train, which is absolutely phenomenal bonkers. Winston Smoker, thank you for your 4-month subscribe-anniversary with your Amazon Prime sub. You know, those mean a lot to me. Those are very, very special because you only get one, and you choose to spend it here on this station, on this channel. Thank you so very much for that. Al Bill, with your 4-month subscribe-anniversary, Just Q, gifting a sub in here tonight to Alex. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Benny Hill with the Pitty Bitty in here tonight. D. Lyle with 56 Kitty Bitties. Kezi, Pia Papa, thank you for following the channel here tonight. And Trader, getting started with your normal shenanigans here tonight. Throwing 100 Kitty Bitties in here and already 10 gifted subs into the chat. Thank you so very much. Roasted Queen, thank you for your Pitty Bitty. Your 2 Pitty Bitties. Ooh, a pair of bitties. Wayfair.
After that song, you deserve them.
Yeah, Wayfair, thank you for your 4-month resub. Wild Wonder, also for your 2-month resub. Appreciate that. Techix, throwing 500 Kitty Bitties in here tonight. Trader with another 500 biddies. Iron Chef throwing 100 biddies. And you guys trying your best to start off the show tonight with a level 5 hype train. I thank you for that. A great deal. Already into a level 4. So, you know, listen, let's go ahead and knock this thing out. All right, let's punch it out. Come on. Yeah. I'll give you a meow mix early, all right? It does appear, Trader, that hype trains are working tonight, which is a fantastic sign that Twitch has their act together tonight. So we got 3.5. Yeah, that's right, Al Bill. The hype train is working properly tonight. We appreciate that very much. Thank you guys also very much. Look, oh, IJ. IJ putting us over the top right there. 10 gifted
so
subs.
Positive. I'm
Trader
full of
coming
positive
in.
energy.
I got that positive energy too, Bayonetta. IJ coming in with 10 gifted. Trader capping off with 1,000 kitty bitties here tonight. Thank you so very much. And I think that might do it. Level 4. It says level 4 complete. Are we not quite there? I can't see it. No.
We are 63% of a level 5.
63%. So just a little bit more. We'll give you the meow mix here. Get you guys hyped up for some awesome end of the night shizzle. Yo, what's up, Octagon Ron? Octagon Ron, fellow creator.
You the best. Give me hugs and kisses.
Thank you so much. Good to see you here tonight, darling. Octagon Ron coming in with 18 viewers. Thank you so very much. Welcome in to the litter box here tonight. Be sure to smash that follow button. All right, that might be, Trader, the only goal that we fall a little bit short on. Tonight is our last stream, and we are currently 174 follows away from our premium goal. So might not hit that here tonight. But you know what? If everyone from Octagon Ron stream comes in, that'll put us 20 closer. So please be sure to hit that follow button and hit the refresh button if you don't care. If you're watching on your stream, on your phone or on the PC, hit that little refresh button, reload the stream, and join in, because for some reason, weird metrics with raids, and I don't understand. You know, really, that is a silly thing. If somebody raids in, they don't support the metrics of the channel they raid into, Trader. It's very odd. It's kind
That
of a
is
weird
odd.
thing. It is strange,
You'd
but
think once they were there, they would count.
yeah, you would think so. So please be sure to hit that refresh button. We'd really appreciate that. Trader gifting a sub to Zandy's in here tonight. Shady Pines coming in with 2,000 kitty bitties here tonight. Thank you so much. Fluffy Sheep, appreciate you working towards our follow goal and following the channel. And Killer Spock with your 3-month Prime resub. And just like that, Trader, a level 5 hype train has been knocked out. All right, 12 minutes and 18 seconds into the stream. You guys enjoy your Meow Mix. Here we go. Are you guys excited here tonight? What about that new Flashpass, huh? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Deep Space Nine, and I'm going to answer your questions after I'm done melting your face. Welcome into Club Trek here tonight, everybody. You know, I've often wondered if that would be a thing. I feel like that probably wouldn't be a thing. Do a lot of Star Trek nerds like do nightclubs? Like do we do nightclubs? I used to play at a nightclub
when I was younger.
I used to play at a nightclub. I had a regular nightclub. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a little bit about this place I used to spin at. You guys know I graduated from West Virginia University. I am a Morgantown alum. And obviously, as in any college town, Trader, there's a great nightlife there. Thank you guys so much. Roger Workman, thank you for your Amazon resub. 4-month subscribiversary. Thank you very much for that. I got to play at a nightclub in Morgantown, West Virginia, when I was in college. And it was a lot of fun. Now, at that time, Trader, here's a little bit of insight about me. I've been spinning at clubs for, 20 years, give or take. Yeah, right at about 20 years. Probably maybe a scotch less, 19 years. By the time that I was in college, I had done pretty well for myself. I was spinning a lot of clubs. I was traveling. I have played in New York. I've played in Boston. I've played in Chicago. I played in Pittsburgh. And so I was going to school, and I didn't want to do all that traveling.
Wow.
That's a big one right there. That's impressively large. Thank you. It is a large one. Thank you. So I wanted to find a house gig. So I sent out my tapes to all the nightclubs in Morgantown. And I don't know if any of you guys are familiar. I know that there's got to be at least a listener or two that went to college in Morgantown. All right. Or maybe you went to Virginia Tech. Blacksburg's not very far from my home either. But there were a lot of clubs, and I sent my tapes in. They all called. Every single one. Bent Willie's, Chicken Bones. God, what was another one? It was actually probably the one that I really wanted at the time. I can't remember the name of it. It was like Excelsior or something like that. It was a weird sci-fi name. I really and that was probably the one that I wanted to go to. They all, yes, Racer. See, I knew it, Trader. I knew it. Bent Willie's. Yes, I have played at Bent Willie's. Racer, thank you.
What a name.
Bent Willie's was the name, and it was probably the largest. All right, shout out Bent Willie's in Morgantown. Lax Racer says, I've spent time there. Bent Willie's was great. It was a really big one. So now if you went to Morgantown, if you went to WVU, then you know that the number one radio station there was 102 WVAQ. That was the station. Well, I had a job there. I was doing nights. And listen, nights in a college town, like the 7 p.m. to midnight shift, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun. It was a wild show, all right? Every single weekday night, 7 p to midnight. That was my show, UltimatDJz, all right? Crazy enough, it was DJs After Dark. That was the name of the show. So it was a lot of fun. Well, then on the weekends, obviously that made me a little bit of like a hot commodity. So I had a following, like if I was going to go play at these bars. So I sent the tapes. We start talking to all the bars, and they're sending their offers. Well, listen, they are super cheap, okay? Like even Bent Willie's, you know they're making massive amounts of money, right? but they're cheap. They offer me something like $300 for a night or something. You know, really not very good money for what I knew I could do, you know. So the bar that I settled on was in fact Vice Versa. Shout out Big Papa. All right, Vice Versa was Morgantown's exclusive gay bar. All right. So Trader, for 4 years while I was in Morgantown, I was the house DJ at Vice Versa. I had an absolutely amazing time. Other clubs did try to snipe me from time to time, but I'll tell you, once I started at Vice Versa, I would never have left that bar. Like, they were the greatest people. Big Papa was the name of the bar owner. All right, it was Morgantown's biggest gay bar. They had drag shows. They loved the house and the dance music and the remix stuff. It was my element because I didn't like a lot of hip hop at the time. Like, I didn't like hip hop DJ. You know, like, I liked house and trance and remix and that kind of stuff. So that fit in really, really well at Vice Versa. I did that for 4 years. Shout out to all the wonderful, wonderful people. And let me tell you something. That bar, you look at any bar in Morgantown, you look at any bar anywhere, Trader, all right? Usually in a college town, they're dirty, right? You go to the bathroom, you don't want to sit down. Mm-hmm. You're afraid you're going to, like, catch some rare disease just by sitting on the toilet. All right.
Not a rare disease, an STD.
That too, all right, in combination with, all right. But that was the cleanest bar. They were so respectful. It was the cleanest place. You never had violence. You never had drama. Very rarely you had fights and stuff like that. It was just the greatest experience.
You're the best. Give me
the
hugs.
Greatest place to DJ for Morgantown was at Vice Versa, was at the gay bar, and it was such a phenomenal time. I spent 4 years of Friday and Saturday nights during my college days at Vice Versa, and it was a phenomenal experience. So yes, I can actually DJ. I can actually spin. I've created music. I've created music for labels. I've created music that you have heard on the radio. I haven't done it for many years, but I did used to do all of that. I would go on tour, Trader.
That's very cool.
It was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. But, man, eventually just a lot of traveling and then, you know, kids and growing up and not as much traveling, you know, staying up until 4 o'clock at the bars.
DJ.
Yo, Bubba, what's up?
How was it working with the Temptations?
Let me tell you something, all right? Back in their day, it was a lot of fun. But no, it was a great experience. I loved it. So, you know, listen, if you're a young DJ out there, if you're an aspiring DJ, I'm telling you, one of the best places that you could get your foot in the door would be at like a house club, dance club, gay bar. It was the best experience. I'm so glad I did 4 years there. I'm glad that I never decided to go anywhere else. It was phenomenal, and we had a great crowd. There were the regulars, and then there were people that came in when we would do broadcasts and stuff there. It's always a lot of fun. Racer says, I didn't have any idea Morgantown had a gay bar. Oh, it's massive. It's massive. I don't remember the name of the bar. It's like, so you know High Street, all right? If you're going down High Street, and then I will always remember, like, you would turn down the street where the hot dog cart guy was. All right, that was so. Vice Versa was kind of in an alley. The entrance was in an alley, but I mean, it was a very, very large place. The club was probably 4,000 or 5,000 square feet, maybe bigger. It was probably bigger, actually. Really, they had great lights, they had great lasers and fog, and they had great audio. Like, they had spent money to make sure that the music was going to be great and that the sound acoustics were going to be great. It was just, man. I often, as recent as maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Trader, wanted to go back. I actually communicated, you know, to do like a weekend reunion kind of thing, but I'm too old. I'm too old for this anymore. I'm too old for it. So, yeah, and let me tell you something, all right? Shout out to anybody who has ever tipped your DJ, but I'm telling you what, at Vice Versa, I got tips. More on top of what they paid me, which was healthy. I would walk with $200 to $300 to $400, maybe $500 in a night just in tips, because like that's what you do at a club. You want your song played, then you got to put some bread in a jar. So it was always fantastic. Tucker says, I always tip the DJ. That's good. You really should. You really, really should. If it's too loud, you're too old. It was loud in there. Super loud. My wife tells me that's why I have hearing loss today, is because I DJ'd at a bar for so many years. And it's probably true. I do have hearing loss. I can't hear anything. She says it's selective. I'm telling you, it's actually real. Bubba Joe, I never understood when you used to talk to me about how you can't watch TV without subtitles because you're old. I never really understood that, but once I turned to subtitles on,
You're never going back.
No. Once you,
You're the best.
Yeah.
Give me hugs and kisses.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. Your hugs and kisses. Yeah. Once you go with subtitles on TV, you can't go back. You got to have them. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. Campus Runner, thank you for your resub. Roger Workman with your resub, and Roasted Queen Bunny with your pity bitty here tonight. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Chef Gamer says, tip the DJ, tip the bartender. Rules for life. Absolutely. Got to do it. J-Mac says, was this back in the Anaya days, Deborah Cox, or King English days? Deborah Cox days. We played a lot of Deborah Cox at that bar. We did. Absolutely. McSurgeon says, 30 years playing in bands, I have a hard time hearing too. It's a real thing. Absolutely a real thing. Subtle Abyss, yes, the hype train worked tonight. Fantastic. Yo, Benny Hill, thank you for your hydrate. I'm drinking that now. And Joker and Vega redeeming Toy Mice to send back biddies. We'll do that. Also, Kingles asking for a hat change. So let's see. What do you want tonight, Kingles? We'll get started. And I'll let you start tonight with a hat change of your choice. So, Kingles, you decide. Yo, what's ooh, okay, there we go. Kingles, you get to something new. Something we've never used before? Oh, gosh. I think we've used most of them. What have we never used before? Gosh, I think we have used most of them. Okay, here. I'm gonna put these on. There we go. All right, these are my Valentine's Day. Those silly little hats that you wear, and you know what I'm talking about. You wear them for St. Patty's Day. You can wear them for Valentine's Day. The little spring hat things. We've never worn this one, so I'll wear this one for you tonight. And let's see, what can it commemorate, Trader? If I was going to wear these tonight, I would commemorate this month's Arc Runner. All right. I will wear these for this month's Arc Runner, who did an absolutely amazing job.
You're the best. Give me hugs and kisses.
Thank you, Loch Ness Munchies. I love your hugs and kisses, too. Yes, it could also be for my love of Deep Space Nine, says Madrox. It could be for Spock's and T'Pring's love. It could be, Just Q says, loving the Flashpass. We'll talk about that. Jason asks, did Echo send you a nasty letter after going on Rev's show last night? No, we had a good conversation. As a matter of fact, Echo had a great time and said this was a fantastic conversation. We should do one of these every single month. So, yeah, I think that's great. I don't think that there was anything last night. I chose my words very, very carefully. All right. Chose my words very, very carefully. I don't think that, obviously I skirted that line, Trader. I definitely danced with danger last night. So, but Echo was cool with it. We didn't have any problem. Mainly because I did not tell you guys about in detail about some of the new officer things that I was talking about, even though I've accidentally already done it on the podcast. But he doesn't need to know that, does he? He doesn't need to know that one.
Okay, if he's not going to listen to it, then he deserves what he gets.
Chef Gamer says, I watched the show last night. It was a great show with you three discussing the intricacies of the game. I had a great time. I think it was very, very good. K92 says, yo, would you wear those to a strip club or a gay bar? Either. Either one. Presuming I would go to a strip club. All right, presuming I would go to a strip club, sure, I don't care. I'd wear either of them. Looks like I haven't done my refines yet. Let's take a look at our bonus refinery here tonight, folks, and see what we get here. You know what? I should have probably done that weird little math thing, but I think I'm going to leave well enough alone, Trader. We did this last time we were on Twitch. We were talking about these bundles and how we figured we were getting a little bit more. I think I'm just going to leave it alone.
Yes, that's always a good idea. Just leave it alone.
I think we're just going to leave that alone. Not going to... You know what? Listen. G3, all three of these pulls were almost 100. Here's 108. I just got 100, and I got 90. You know, I can't complain with that. I really can't. I know some people are upset that the bonus refinery didn't get it, but I'm telling you, man, like my bonus refinery, look at, I mean, that's not a bad pull right there, folks. And crazy enough, this is 210 crystal. That's a lower pull. Let's see if I can do better. Ooh, all right. I see I jinxed it, and I got a lower pull. Let's try this one. Okay, so that is actually my best pull of the night. But you know what? I just now, literally in 60 seconds or less, folks, I picked up over almost 700 materials between G3 and G4. 700. You know, and that was just with bonus. Let's do our normal pulls now, okay? There's another 78. Okay, that's not a bad pull. That's out of the regular refinery. Let's do gas. Whoa! 182. This is my regular refinery. I've lost count now, Trader. What are we up to? 700, 800, almost 1,000.
Yep.
And let's do this one. 1,000 and... Dude, right here. 1,100 materials. G3 or stronger. I just pulled out of my refinery. I mean, it's hard for me to look at that and be like, oh! Terrible! Terrible! I can't do that. I just can't. Dan asked me to make the hat bigger. Okay. I just can't do it, Trader. Whoa. It's a big old big thing.
I've personally seen that I do 4 chest pulls and get the result of 2 chest pulls at best.
Well, I mean, yeah, RNG's a factor.
No, DJ. I'm saying actually broken.
I am so
the
positive.
minimum I can pull.
I'm full of positive
I think
energy.
14 uncommon G5.
Uh-huh.
I did a 4 chest pull and got 28.
Oh, you mean 2 of your rolls are uncommon and that's all you seem to be able to get?
Correct. Like, a 4 chest pull, the minimum I should be able to get is something like 56, right? 4 times 14. That should be the absolute minimum I could get.
Well, there's not a guarantee in here. I mean, if there was a guarantee, is that what you're referring to? If there was a guarantee?
Wait. You're telling me I can open a chest and get 0?
Do you not have common? I don't know. I've never looked inside.
In the bonus refinery?
Oh, wait. Oh, man. See, now I can't go back and look. Wait, you're saying you're only getting 2 rolls out of a 4 chest? Wait. You're only getting 2 rolls out of a 4 chest pull in the bonus?
Yes.
Yikes. Now, hang on. Is this one that you have a prime for?
Nope.
See, we should look at that, Trader, because this is part of that interesting weirdness that we found the other night. I think mine is actually performing better than I deserve. I think. But that could be just because I messaged Scopely and I said, listen, every time Bubba Joe pulls his refinery, I get 2 of those pulls. All right, that could be it, Bubba.
This is your fault. This is your fault.
Very possibly.
This is like how you never pull full pulls out of officer chests.
Yeah, see, you get those from me. I never get those. That's right. I never get the full officer pulls, so that's what we're doing. We're trading off on the refinery.
I showed you, right? I showed you that I never get to complain about not getting full pulls of officers ever again.
Yeah. What was it? Tell everybody what you got. It was like 2 in back-to-back, right?
It was 3. It was 3 in one cycle.
Tell everybody what you got.
I got a full pull of Hammer. I got a full pull of Uhura. I got a full pull of...
we all have problems. We play Star Trek Fleet Command.
You daggone right,
Spark,
IJ.
but the other one.
You daggone right, IJ.
I got 3 full.
That's insane. I mean, really, truthfully, that's great luck. That's very, very good luck.
That's absurd luck. The percentage on that has to be like tenths or hundredths of a fraction of a percent to do something like that.
Oh, I know. You know, we are going to talk a little bit of away teams tonight. Trader, I have already blown the trade XP that I got from the event store. But you know, I'm not a very big fan of holding on to that. All right, I'm not a big fan of holding on to that. And I'm going to tell you a new assignment that I decided to start investing in, Trader, because of the hints that I have been giving regarding faction credits. Not that they weren't already valuable, Bubba Joe, but they are going to become more viable for, let's say 97.9% of the game. 97.9% of the game, faction credits are going to have a new purpose, which some people are going to fuss about because it's already a strained resource, right? Like, it's similar to materials in that you need them, right? Officers take them, ships take them, blueprints for scrapping. When you get higher, right, Bubba Joe, like in the G5 realm, doesn't your superhighways research take faction credits or like to unlock those things?
No.
Do you spend faction credits on the research thingies? I don't remember the loop.
No.
So you get
intelligence.
You get raw intelligence that you turn into faction intelligence. All it takes is intelligence to turn into faction intelligence.
Well,
and then you spend
don't need to insult me,
there's
Bubba.
a joke in there
You don't need to insult me, okay? I'm really just asking about the loop. I'm just asking about the loop, okay? I know you need a little bit of intelligence, all right? Can you tell me about the loop, please?
Oh, not now.
Yeah, see? Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to take my intelligence and go home, all right? Yeah, so there is that.
I'm going to take my intelligence and go to the faction store.
Yeah, go into the faction store, yeah, probably a good idea. Falcon Paul says, is there going to be a better source for faction credits? Not that I'm aware of. No, but listen, faction credit sourcing, while we do need a bunch, Bubba, and you need them in bulk, right? You need 26,000 to promote an officer, to max an officer, just from tier 4 to tier 5. You need, what, like 590,000 to buy a pylum? Not a pylum. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't remember. What is it to do the G4 Epic, the Tribune? And it's something like, it might be 590,000.
1.05 million.
1 million faction credits. So you need big bulks of these things. But the sourcing on faction credits really is not one of the worst things in the game. It's not one of the worst. You do need gargantuan amounts of it, but there's a lot of places to get it. You get them from scouts. You can get them from your dailies. You can get them from Borg. You can get them from the daily reputation event. Lots of places that you can get those. Now you can get them from ATAs. So yeah, lots of places that you can pick those things up. Am I forgetting any, Bubba Joe? ATAs, scouts,
did you say the
dailies.
daily build event?
Yeah, the reputation event. Yeah, the daily reputation event. Lots of places where you can pick up faction credits. So it's not like they're the worst source thing in the game. But you do need a lot of them. And why I have now chosen, Bubba Joe, to invest in a new assignment. I'm going to tell you guys about it coming up as soon as I finish this Borg sale, which is only going to take 78 minutes. It is a rainbow assignment, and
let's see if you picked the right officers.
Of course I did. That's right. Events, of course, events, but that's not necessarily a regular daily thing. But you're right. Faction Hunt has a bunch of them. Absolutely. And not that it's a super huge number of them, but we did just do that video on the holodeck. There's some missions that have some faction credits in there. So, lots of places that you can do that. But yeah, Bubba Joe wants to challenge me on the assignment. So as soon as I finish this cell, then we'll start with some ATAs here tonight. I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Flashpass. Surprising, Bubba, that I've seen mixed response on this. Now, obviously, there are players very, very happy with this Flashpass. There are other players, Bubba, you had mentioned to me earlier today, this was not as exciting to you as last month's Flashpass, right?
Correct.
Give me a little bit of insight. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, so my thoughts on why it wasn't as exciting is, there's one officer in the game that is as tightly sourced and exciting as Harrison, and that's because.
Right.
So in my opinion, none of these off Harrison hype last arc, right? As far as the specific officers, like Rom at tier 1 is the same at tier 2, is the same, effectively the same at tier. Actually, 1 and 2 are the same. 3 might be a slight difference. Because the percentage doesn't actually, like, it goes from 1 shot to 2 to 2 to 3. It goes from 3 shots to 4 to 4. Like, it's not a huge difference in additional shots from the officer ability. It's really just an unlock. You do not need to level up ROM.
See,
so getting more ROM cards isn't super exciting, in my opinion.
I don't know about all that. It does depend on the ship. Okay, it does depend on your ship. But also, Bubba, remember, we proved that ROM's officer ability works with, God, now I don't remember. Was it truncation or rounding? He was truncating, wasn't he, Trader? So there was actually a tangible difference between tier 1 and tier 2. There was. Because
only for one number of shots, and I think it's the 3. Right.
See, I don't remember. Gosh, we're going to need to go back and do a little bit of research on that, which we could do maybe in time for the show tomorrow. But ROM's officer ability is somewhat unique in that they coded him not to be rounding, because then there would be tiers where he offered no benefit, right? But because they're using this truncating math, he actually does still provide a benefit at pretty much every tier. But obviously that does depend on the number of shots you have, too.
Correct. And so I believe that at tier 1, it changes a 1 to a 2 and a 2 to a 3. And I think it does both of those. And at tier 2, the only thing it actually changes is a 3. Like, the 1 and the 2 still should go to the 2 and the 3, and the 3 goes from a 4 to a 5, I think. That's the only change that happens.
I tell you what.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We can go look. But so that's my thing. It's like, it's not a huge change going from tier 1 to tier 2. It's not until you get to tier 3 that you actually can start to see a difference for a majority of ships.
I'm only curious. With ROM's officer ability, does he specifically state... Can somebody read it to me? I would look, but I'm afraid I'm going to get ganked over cargo. IJ or Wardot are going to come after me in like 3 minutes. So I got to be quick here. All right, I got to move quick. And we'll test this. We could do this tonight. This is a perfect opportunity to do it because I'm thinking, Bubba, that you might be downplaying ROM a little bit. Now, obviously, he is a phenomenal officer on Unlock. Like, there's no doubt about that. But I'm pretty sure he still continues to provide benefit. And we'll show that off tonight. Black Half Dan says, when attacking a station, ROM increases the number of shots of the ship's weapons by 50%. Okay, daggone it. I was hoping that the attack a station piece wasn't in there, and then I was going to be like, Mantis! Mantis counter! Mantis counter! But I can't say that, can I? Maybe, hey. Let me ask you a question. Not that I'm saying anything. I'm totally making bull crap up right now. Bubba, would the community revolt if the words "when attacking a station" were removed from ROM's officer ability?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wait a second. Bubba, did you just say that players would revolt?
Yes.
What? No!
Players that don't have ROM would burn servers down. They would be pissed if they made him that much better today. And they don't have a way to source him.
What do you mean there's not a way to source him? He's in Ultras now. And he's the feature of the Flashpass. By the way, listen, please don't think I am totally making crap up. They haven't talked to me about this. But I'm just saying, like, we have been talking to Echo. We've been talking to Scopely about how there's no counter, right? I mean, literally, that right there could... I mean, that's the closest ability that we've got for adding shots, right?
We have Mud.
Curon. But he's only... we got Mud. We got Curon.
But they are a one-time thing.
Right.
Mud does it for 1 round. Curon does it for... Or maybe 2 rounds. Chiron does it, makes the reload faster, so effectively gives you some extra shots, but it doesn't actually give you more shots. So
is straight Mimi? See, this is where I'm out of the loop because I don't have it. Does Trader, you have Strike Team La'an? Is she she adding shots? Is that her thing?
I don't. Hold on. Now I gotta look.
I don't think she's adding shots.
I don't believe she adds shots, but let me double check.
I'm just kind of curious.
Strike Team La'an says, while on a battleship fighting a burning player ship at the start of each round, Strike Team La'an increases the number of shots per weapon by 10%.
Okay.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Somebody just warped in with a cloak. I gotta go. Somebody just warped in with a cloak. I saw that. Did you see that on the screen? I gotta bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, who was it? It was either IJ or it was Wardod. And now we're not going to know. Hey, hit a hostile just so we can see. Please, if you don't care, hit a hostile so that we can see who was trying to sneak in on us. It'll be full of loves and hugs and cuddles. Who was it? Somebody just flew in with a cloak. I saw it. You know, this is one of those things. You know, I don't know if it's supposed to work this way. But, like, even in Star Trek, like, you remember, like, if somebody was cloaked, they'd always be like, you know, there's something a little weird, right? Like, there's something weird on our scanners, Captain. Like, they could always see just a glimpse. You couldn't see the ship rolling around, but it also wasn't, like, 100% invisible, right? That, if you genuinely watch in this game, if you're watching your screen, you can see somebody come in with a cloak if they warp in. I really wish whoever it was would hit that hostile. I want to know who it was. It had to have been Wardod.
Of course it was Wardod. I would be disappointed if it weren't.
Wardod hasn't chatted yet tonight. It could have been IJ.
I don't know. I was going to say, I'd be happy if it was IJ. I wouldn't be disappointed if it wasn't.
It could have been IJ because IJ specifically, he is all about, you know, these probes. He finds it. I'm joking, obviously, but, like, that is, like, not our beef. I don't even know what the right word is, IJ, but that is, like, our quasi-faux conflict is always over Borg probes. Campus Runner says, don't worry about it. Just go back, and I'm sure you'll find out. Oh, my God. You know what? Thank you. You're right. He's going to go back to my base. So I should disco home. He's going to go back. He's going to go to my base and wait for me there. Good call, Campus Runner. I'd see. That's why IJ didn't decloak.
He's probably already at your base.
I know.
Waiting for you to come
Let's
home.
see. Let's see if we can find out. See, he's cloaked. We won't know. All right, we're gonna disco at home. Boom. Get in. All right, we got it in. We got in. Now we need to find out who it was. He's clearly not in the Borg system anymore. He could be. I don't know. Watch my base for the return hit. Yep, but see, he's cloaked. He's cloaked. He's going to come in. Okay. Cylon says, is that Cylon or Clyon? I'm going to go with Cylon because that's a very cool property. With full synergy, Strike Team La'an is plus 140% shots per round. And for the long fights, I've had weapons go from 1 to 2 to 4. So let's come back. All right. Now, if it is Strike Team La'an, which I don't have.
It's a hard life being a poor kitty cat, isn't it?
Increases the number of shots per weapon by 10%. All right, we need STFC.space. Sorry, I'm going to blind everybody for a minute. All right. I want to take a look. I want to take a look at La'an. I just, Trader, and I know, even earlier today, there was a very passionate debate amongst the Talking Trek panel about Mantis and about Strike Team and all this stuff. So 130%, so yeah, it'd be 140% boost to shots. Now, let's take a look at, see, my Pylum is not even the right ship to do. Well, no, it's got to be on a battleship, right? So let's look at the Augur.
Yep.
Let's look at the Augur. Okay, here we go. Plus, see, yeah, it's going to be good on an Augur. All right. So
It's going to be even better on a Tribune.
How would you, yeah, but how But hang on, DJ.
Yeah.
How would you like to fire your obliterator weapon 3 times with burning in round 2?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. All right. So 2 plus or times 1 plus the sum of bonuses. So if the bonuses were 140%, it'd be 2.4. Gosh. Is that going to give an auger 10 shots in the first round? Or is this truncating? Yeah. Scopely, I need Epic Strike Team La'an for some testing, please. May I?
DJ.
Please, I need
DJ.
1,000 shards.
Read the ability again.
Okay, let's go back.
Tell you what, when you get those shards to test, when you're done, you can hand them off to me.
All right, well, on a battleship, fighting a burning player ship at the start of each round, Strike Team La'an, increase the number of shots. Okay, so you're saying in the first round that can't happen, but what if I'm using GG? GG is also a pre-round proc, so she could burn that ship before battle begins. So it could be, it could be, folks, that you could be burning in the first round. And if you are, then that would take these 2 shots and turn it into 4.8, like per weapon. So that would be 5 per weapon. That would be 10 shots. Okay?
Okay.
So...
If you're burning in round 2, how many shots do you have?
Hang on. Got to go back. Well, no, this doesn't say cumulative, Bubba. The only reason that she is cumulative is on the Tribune. That is the only place where she is cumulative. Okay? So I would presume...
But she's not cumulative on the Tribune. The Tribune just already has something that adds shots.
You're right. So the cumulative effect comes from the Tribune, but La'an is not. So I would presume if you're not burning, then you are going to go back to the standard firing pattern. Bright Star, I would love to look at some logs. Scopely! Where's Echo? Is Echo in here tonight? Here, I'm going to send him a PM. Echo. Dearest Mr. President, we are live on Twitch, and I respectfully request 1,000 shards of Strike Team La'an. Send. Or if that won't do, then just 40 would be fine. Thanks. Sincerely yours, your favorite flea-free kitty cat. Okay. There we go. We'll see if he pops in. All right. Now, Bright Star says it's crazy because it is cumulative. Is Strike... No, I don't think Strike... No, I don't think this is cumulative. I just got attacked. Who just killed me? Somebody just attacked me.
What I have been told is that it is cumulative, but I'm going to gear up a battleship and see if I can find someone to hit.
I
have a little battleship that
Of course you have it. Of course you have it, and Trader has it. Yo, what about me? What about me, huh?
I got my 10th mortgage on my house to go from 58 to 59 so I could get her, so, there's that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Trader was able to unlock Strike Team La'an for only the low payment of $642 fixed at a 5.9% APR for 25 years. Yeah, for 20 years. Cylon says that his is acting cumulative. But again, what are you running?
You're the best.
If you're running a Tribby, then that is to be expected. If you're running anything else, I don't believe it's to be expected. But, golly, man, I really would like to be able to test this.
I'm going to see if I can test it for you. There's got to be somebody out here I can kill.
I just need somebody... Can somebody just send me a log? Somebody just PM me a text log. We'll plug it into Spock's Club. We'll take a look. Somebody on PC, just go do it. PM me the log, and we'll go check it out. All right, let's do it. All right, somebody send me the log, and we'll take a look. I don't really want screenshots. So 867. I need the actual log because It's too much that I can't see. K92 is sending me. That's not what I want either. Yeah, let's try again. Somebody send me a text log of a battle log, and we'll throw it up in Spock's Club, and we'll see if we can do it. All right, and it'll be really easy to tell. We will be able to tell. All right, so let's find out. It's not written like it is. Ooh, somebody coming in. You think I can grab him real quick? Somebody coming in hunting cargo in my territory. Oh, perfect. Flying right by my base. Bam! Never saw it coming. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. See ya. Did I get any cargo? No, he was just shopping. But at least he knows. Yo, what's up, Eddie?
Always watching.
Yeah, always watching. I'm always watching. Name that movie. Name that movie for 500 materials. We did it with the Baymax movie. Somebody in the chat, name that movie for 500 materials. Always watching. Come on, somebody's got it, right? Yeah! Katya says it's Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc. Actually, was it Monsters, Inc.?
Yes, it was Monsters, Inc.
No. I mean, I know it was Monsters, Inc., but it wasn't the first movie. It was actually
Yes, it was.
Was it the first
Yes,
movie?
it was the first movie.
Okay.
It was the
Congratulations.
first
I couldn't remember if it was that one or Monsters University. So it was Monsters, Inc. Okay, congratulations, Katya. 500 materials for you. Yay! Good job.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski.
Victor says she's not in Monster University. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. By the way, go back and watch it again. She is in Monsters University. Okay. All right. Carissa just sent me a Spock's Club link. All right. Give me a second. Let me move it over to the Oliver account because that's the one on the stream machine. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boomity, boom, 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 boom. All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. We got Strike Team La'an on an Augur going against the D4, Strike Team Una, Strike Team La'an, Strike Team Ortega. So let's take a look at all of our entries here, okay? And what we're going to look for is just the attacks, okay? So first of all, we see that Strike Team La'an is on Lady Unaleska's battle log. So let's also come down here and look just for Lady Unaleska's attacks, okay? So here we go. Round 1, 4 shots, which is typical, okay? Let's break this screen out, and we'll come back to the Augur screen, okay? Here we go. So 4 shots, which also means Lady Unaleska was not burning in the first round, and that's presumably because La'an can't burn in the first round, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? La'an cannot burn in the first round. Let's come back in here and check. Only Gigi can burn in the first round. La'an cannot. La'an's officer ability is while on a battleship fighting a player, each time your ship hits with a weapon, you got a 60% chance of burning it. So this is written a lot like Nero, okay? In that she cannot inspire burning in the first round with regards to the officer proc, okay? She can inspire burning. You can get that 1% at the end of the first round, but she is not going to impact her captain's maneuver in the first round. So 4 shots is appropriate. Now, with the Augur in the second round, Bubba Joe, what we should see, let's go back to this log. What we should see, she's running full synergy. So that would be 5 shots, and 1 times 2.4 would be 2 shots of the Obliterator, okay? So 12 shots in round 2 is what I would expect if burning proc, which obviously it did. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's exactly right, Bubba. We got 12 shots in the second round. Here, we'll count them again because people in the chat are like, 13. No, it's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
I'm glad I'm not the only one math challenged.
All right. There's 12 shots in the second round. Here, you want me to move the cat? I'll move the cat. All right. We'll move the cat over for just a minute. So now, Bubba Joe, in round 3, we would expect 10 shots if she is not cumulative. All right. So let's come to round 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Holy bonkers. 16.
Red alert, sucker.
Yeah, red alert. Okay. So 100. So that means the sum of the bonus is now 280%. So let's do 2 times 3.8 is 8. That would be 16. And what did we just get? Oh my God, did we get 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, that is no bueno. All right, let's check round 4. Round 4, Bubba Joe, then. Oh, my God. 140 times plus 140 plus 140 is 420, so that would be 2 times 5.2 is going to be 20 shots? No flipping way. No way, Bubba Joe. Round 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Holy shit! Oh, my God.
Why don't you believe me when I say things?
Because, Bubba, a lot of times you react out of a state of emotion. Okay? You react out of a state of emotion. Okay. Now, let's go to round 5.
I admit I get emotional about math.
Oh, man. And round 5, you're not going to get anything in round 5 because the ship died here, so we didn't get a full number of attacks. Round 4 is our best test. So, now, this begs the question. Is she supposed
Does Scopely
to
know
be?
what they're doing? Oh, you have a different question.
Well, is she supposed to be this way? Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, Bubba Joe, we know that the answer to your question is no.
Somebody wants to see the size of the shot of the Obliterator in round 5. We didn't get there.
What?
We didn't get to the Obliterator. That's interesting.
But your Obliterator in round 2 would have fired more than once.
Yeah, but why didn't we get to the Obliterator? I thought the Auger, is the Obliterator the top weapon?
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, so why didn't it fire? I thought the Obliterator was the top weapon. I thought it fired first. That's also interesting. Because I'm pretty sure the Obliterator is supposed to fire first. And it did in round 2. Look here. Here are your 2 Obliterator shots. Let me check something else here. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. No? Now, why are these... Oh, my God! They're all Obliterator shots! But Jesus Christ! They're all Obliterators! Look here, guys. Look, here's round 2. The Obliterator was 630,000, 583,000. 673, 635, 615. This is 7 Obliterator shots. And if she was indeed cumulative, that means... Okay, so nothing here. 140, 280, 420. 420 plus another 140 is 560. That's going to be 1 times 6.6. She would have gotten 7 Obliterator shots and did actually get 7. Oh, God. Now, see, I feel like this is not intended. I'm sorry. We can stop talking about it. But is this not part of the problem that you guys are talking about? Like, is this not part of the problem? Like, does anybody feel...
This is the problem.
Well, Bubba, but I never understood this. Like, I thought you were just talking about the abilities. And the way that the abilities are written is... This is not supposed to be cumulative.
DJ.
Rev.
Do it on a Tribune.
I don't have... I mean, oh, my God.
I thought you already knew this.
I mean, see, honest to God, I thought all the fuss was about the you said cumulative. I thought you meant strike team Una and her cumulative nature, because she's written like she's supposed to be cumulative. She specifically, this is not supposed to be this way, Rev. I would bet you $20 this is not supposed to be this way. And here's the next thing. Nobody, not you, not me, not Ripper, have actually specified this. We keep saying the cumulative thing, and I am assuming, it just like I know that they are assuming, that they're talking
right there.
that they're
That's
talking
impressively
about
large.
what is supposed to be cumulative, which is Strike Team Una. This right here, this one is cumulative. And that's what I thought everybody was talking about. Oh my God.
Hey, Una being cumulative is also bad, but this is, if you get those rounds, your output of damage goes up so quickly, because again, just like reducing shots with the Mantis is drastically changing your output potential by 60, reducing it by 60 or 70%, increasing your shots just does the exact opposite of
All right.
increasing your
Let's
damage
come back.
potential linearly and directly.
DJ Gurr says, doesn't each round imply cumulative? First of all, that's not Scopely history. But second of all, that's not how it's written. At the start of each round, La'an will check for burning, okay, and increase the number of shots. Now, you could argue, Rev, that increasing the number of shots, but I'm also here to tell you, that has never been the way that it has worked, okay? Like, that's never been the way that it's worked in this game. What they probably should have done was, for that round, right, was added the line for that round. And by the way, Queen Bunny, this is one area where, I know this is going to be very unpopular. You guys get your pitchforks ready. Rev, tell me if I'm right or wrong. This is one area where a nerf is not impossible by Scopely. And I'll tell you why. Before you guys crucify me, here's why, okay? First of all, nobody knew that it was going to be cumulative when you bought her. Nobody. Because it's not written that way. I'm promising you this is a bug. All right? And just because you discovered this ability after you invested doesn't change the fact that you invested knowing that this was the ability, and this is not supposed to be cumulative. Rev, that's got to be fixed.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I just assumed
Yay,
it
bugs.
was based on Una, in terms of assumed it was right. But I agree with you that it's ridiculous. I sent you, I truly thought we had already talked about this, but I sent you a screenshot of a Tribune taking down a Sompek without the man.
See, the Tribune, I mean, I looked at that, but I didn't math each round because the Tribune is also adding shots.
I think it was, yeah, but that's the thing. They both work.
Well, I know that, but that's
No,
my
I'm
point.
saying, you
I
got
didn't.
cumulative lawn and the Tribune's ability
I didn't
both working
count
together.
Yeah, I didn't count all the individual shots and math it out per round because I knew the Tribune was adding shots. I, honest to God, thought that that the complaint was in the cumulative nature of Strike Team Una.
It's
Wow.
both, but La'an is probably secretly, because not many people got her because she's an epic. She's ridiculous on certain chips. I mean, what was it? The Tribune is 450 shots in round 2.
Doc, no. See, you guys are getting hung up on the words in each round, and it's not, okay? At the start of each round, she increases the number of shots if you're burning, okay? Now, in the past,
check some. That's all that should be.
yeah, that's right. What that means is at the start of each round, she is checking for burning, and if you're burning, you're increasing the number of shots. Now, you can argue semantics if you want, but I died on a hill this month about historical relevance and precedent in this game. This is not a precedent cumulative officer. Okay, it's not. I'm sorry. All right? It's just not. This, I guarantee, like, there's no arguing this. Zero. This officer is bugged. Okay? It's bugged. Plain and simple. So, God,
I don't think that's 100% confirmed, DJ.
Yay, bugs.
Okay, fine.
I
My
think
opinion,
it's
my
also
position,
possible.
my position is this is bugged.
It is entirely plausible that they wrote the officer this way because they don't know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure you're accurate on that, Bubba Joe.
Actually, if it was intended, I know exactly what they were doing, and this is the same thing you guys have given them shit for all month long. This is the Mantis counter. Period. Plain and simple.
Bingo.
Done. Okay? This is the Mantis counter. So, all y'all complaining about the Mantis, it's time to shut the hell up. You already have
Yay,
the counter.
bugs.
You have it. It's in the game. Here is your counter. Wow. If 867 is
So
right.
that means
If 867 is right, which I don't believe that he is, but he is telling me that he believes that she works exactly as written. And you know what? Technically, I'm going to agree with him verbatim-wise because it doesn't say for that round. Okay? But I guarantee, Bubba, this was not the intent. This was not the intent. All right? Because every other officer that's cumulative has the freaking words cumulative about it. Okay? That said, I'm going to agree with 867 that she is working exactly as she is written. I'm just here to tell you this was not the intent. Plain and simple. There's no way. Not cumulative. All right? If you increase shots by 140%, here to tell you, folks, that's your Mantis counter. And the Mantis ain't cumulative. Okay?
so.
Strike
the
Team
only-
On was
the
not
only
meant to be
ship that
cumulative.
gets to have a Mantis counter is Battleship.
This month, yes.
Which means,
But not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. But this month, from
Okay.
Scopely Game Design, yes,
but-
because they released Battleship.
But if this is going to be the case that the strike team officers will be a counter to the Mantis, then the interceptor strike team officers, one of them have got to increase shots, and the explorer strike team officers, one of them has to increase shots.
Yep. Wardod's attacking my base. Go ahead with the red alert, please. Somebody go ahead and give it to me there. Oh, God, he killed everything.
You really need to get a red alert sound alert.
I know.
buddy.
He tells me that I need to get a red alert sound alert. Yeah. No, listen. No, guys, I'm agreeing with you. I don't want to agree with you, but I agree with you. All right. The word cumulative does not present on Strike Team Una. All right. But see, this one does specifically say
Red
each
alert,
round.
sucker.
Thank you, Wardod. Red alert, sucker! This one says that it's reducing the shield mitigation each round, okay? That is, by definition, a cumulative nature. The other one, the way that it's worded is it's checking at the beginning of each round. But, yes. I mean, and listen, you guys can argue with me over my interpretation of Scopely text. Rev will tell you the placement of these words actually matter. You know, they absolutely matter. And you're right. As she is reading, Strike Team On is functioning as she is written. But, wow, if that truly was the intent, Bubba Joe, holy crap. Now I get it. I thought the whole month long we were complaining about Una. Honest to God, I thought everybody was complaining about Una. Holy God!
Well, in fairness, DJs,
lots of people are complaining about Una.
They don't even know
Because
why they're
Una was
complaining
more
about Una.
accessible.
I guess.
No,
you don't
they
even know
don't.
why they're complaining about Una. Guys, if you're complaining about Una, you got it all wrong. All right? Jeez.
You have to understand that not enough players have Strike Team La'an to be able to see this mechanic emerging and complain about it en masse.
Yeah.
There's just not enough out there because of how she was released. You're talking maybe a dozen players on each server have her, maybe a dozen, probably less.
Wow. It's just nuts. And you're right, Abyss. You have to have full synergy for it to work this way. Listen, it'll still work the other way, just not quite as pronounced, but it will if you're missing one of these. But that crew was Strike Team La'an, Strike Team Una, and Strike Team Ortegas, all three of them. And by the way, congratulations, Lady Unileska, for getting all 3 of them. That's kudos on you. There's not very many players that have all 3. Lady Unileska, you are now a power on your server. Like, man, I really wish.
Unless the biggest battleship they have is a legionary, and they've got interceptors and spores.
She's got the auger. She's got the auger.
Okay, so she's got it.
All right.
Actually, I don't think is it a she? I think we discovered this is.
Is Lady Unileska is a dude? All right, my apologies if that's the case.
Oh no, I was thinking of Yusuke. My bad. Yusuke.
Yeah,
is
Yusuke is a bearded man's man, like a forest, like a lumberjack man's man with like a lumberjack beard. All right, and I don't know why I always thought Yusuke. I mean, sorry for all those times I flirted with you. Just saying. I'm teasing, obviously, but yeah, no, this is. Yo, Griffin, you got all 3? Griffin's in my alliance. Yo, Griffin, dude, why aren't you single-handedly winning territories then? Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Now it's clicking for me. And Trader,
I can help you. I can help you with the words, DJ. Would you like to know what to say?
Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, Bubba Joe. Those are the words you're looking for.
In fairness, I don't need to. They're already up. DJ's is sorry to Bubba Joe. It's already in the game. All right. It was for something else, but we're gonna encompass this all the way. Okay. Wow. Tag on. Butter Biscuit says, this is great for folks who spent more than 10,000 like it ain't no thing. You know, here's the thing. You obviously don't have to. Lady Unileska is a level 39. Promise she ain't spending $10,000. But she strategically saved and won her bracket. You know, and that is a really, really impressive thing. I'm just... you know, Bubba, we got to work on our communication. I mean, for 2 years, we've been partners on this thing. And it took you 22 days to actually explain this to me in a way that made sense. Dang.
Oh, so Han didn't come out until like 2 weekends ago.
That's
okay,
nuts.
DJ. I mean, it's the whole strike team. The strike team as a whole completely dwarfs every other crew option.
I mean, I will finally agree with you. I have not agreed with you up until this point, but I did not know that was a cumulative officer effect. That's insane. That is just insane. God. I mean, even if you sting that with a mantis. So, okay. God, I really wish I had this damn officer. What is the order of operations if you get stung? Bubba, I remember you asking this question. Ripper actually told us, but he told us
both of these are modifiers, a percentage modifier. They should just sum. So it should be plus 170 minus 40. So it should be plus 130. Right? That's what it should be. The difference is that for the Tribune
Ripper
has a flat number of shots. It does a modifier, and then the percentage happens. But since these are both percentages, they should just be a sum, plus and minus. That's what it should do.
Wow. God. Lax Racer says, dang it, I wish I had known or I would have probably bought these. You know, sorry, this is what happens. Scopely, you missed it. Look at all the money you missed out on. All you needed to do was give me these officers from the very beginning, and we could have shown them off, and you probably would have had even bigger sales on these officers. Unbelievable. I mean, God bless. I'm a little bit speechless. I cannot imagine that was the intent. See, now I even understand, Trader, why Ripper was getting so furious. See, nobody was communicating clearly here. Everybody was just spitting and yelling.
Well, my sense of things is that this isn't exactly why he was upset about the crew. I mean,
Look, Ripper
Yeah.
Ripper has
He knows
some
more
other
than I do,
fundamental
though,
issues. Right.
Bumpkiss, thank you for your hydrate. I'm going to do that now. Dan, thank you for sending back biddies. Brian wants to make the hat bigger. I'm pretty sure I've already made it as big as it can go. Oh, Rev wants to change hats, so we'll change
I'm
hats.
so positive.
And then
I'm
I'll make
full
it
of
bigger.
positive energy.
Yo, Rev, what hat do you want? What hat would you like, sir? Did Rev leave us? Oh, why did it revert? The dunce cap. I think we decided I don't have a dunce cap, right?
Yeah, you don't have one.
I don't have a dunce cap. I have a birthday hat. I have a birthday hat. We can make that a dunce hat. All right, and then I'm gonna make it nice and big for Brian. Thank you for that. Thank you, Rev, for your toy mice. Let's see, Geeky Jayhawk. I just lost mouse control. Tag on it. We had gone so well tonight. Gone all this time and not lost mouse control. I know what I did, too. I'm starting to nail this down here 4 months later, Trader. I'm starting to figure out why my mice doesn't work.
Well, while you're getting that working, I will have a reminder for the audience that there is a catnip jar to get DJ a computer that does not have mice problem.
You know, funny thing. Somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. You guys can go check it out if you want. But he was wondering why is Rev still here? Yo, Rev. I guess he's gone. They were wondering why Rev's audience bought him a house, but we have waited 4 months to get a computer. I wrote it back and I was like, okay, you know, in fairness, like I get it, I understand that, but you know, like we're not here for the money. And actually, we are so very close. Trader, speaking on the side note, I am super excited that starting in the month of September, we are opening nominations for our Christmas Angel family. Really excited about that. It's going to be bigger than ever before because Twitch has contributed for this tonight or this year. So really super excited about that. Our Christmas Angel family nominations are coming up in the next month. All right, so we're very excited about that. And we're going to be opening nominations here very soon. So if you know a player in this community that could really just, like, outside of the game, outside of you know, ships and packs and battle passes and all that stuff, like, you know somebody who's just, like, here because it's escape from reality and because he's wondering how he's going to take care of his kid's Christmas, and she's wondering how, you know, she's going to be able to put gas in the car, and he's wondering how he's going to be able to put food on the table. Like, if you've got somebody like that, we really want to know about it because this year we are going to change their 2022. Last year was unbelievable, Bubba Joe. Thousands of dollars raised for the Beetle family, if you guys remember. Thousands of dollars raised for the Beetle family, and, you know, they were just so I can't even put into words the reaction that family had. They literally told us for weeks, months afterwards that their lives were forever changed because of the generosity of this community, and I am so excited to do it again. So guys, be keeping that in mind. You know, if you know somebody in your alliance who's just been, you know, struggling a little bit, it's got kids, you know, I'm really partial, Bubba Joe, to the kids at Christmas thing. So, you know, kids who need a Christmas this year, buddy, Santa DJz is ready to deliver, okay? So be getting those ready for us, and we're going to be starting that very soon. Very excited about that. Okay, Geeky Jayhawk would like me to change my screen name to DJz. Oops. Ooh, gosh. Okay, there we go. DJz loves Wardon. So that is that. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. And just like that, Trader, 10 seconds later, mouse dies again.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge.
Very nice. I like it. These send your own message things are going to turn out to be a very bad thing, I think, but mostly fun.
You think?
Yeah. I thought long and hard about whether or not I was going to do it, but I figured, why the heck not?
I'm sure there's never a way that having somebody put words into your mouth could be a problem for you.
I can't get the mouse back. Why is it not working? I know, Bubba, but it's supposed to have a censor filter on it, so no one should be able to cuss on it. But we'll have to see how it goes. Well, I can't get my mouse back. Like, the normal thing that I would do to get my mouse back isn't working. That's not good. No bueno. Oh, great. Now the keyboard's not working, which has never happened before.
It is bugged. I've told you and told you and told you.
Thank you, Vega.
All right? And it does not work. You're full of it. You're full of lies and half-truths.
Full of lies!
It doesn't work.
Full of lies and half-truths! Yeah, no. I'm completely dead. Like, the mouse and everything. Why? Do I have bad batteries? No, it's not batteries. Well, this is no good. I mean, seriously, like, even on the main master computer, it's not working. I wonder if I press that. Oh, we got it. We got it back. Got it back. Okay, now. No, don't skip the client. No, don't skip the client. You know what? We have a problem here. I'm afraid that one of these computers has suffered a catastrophic failure and now needs to be rebooted. But that's going to be tough while we're on a stream.
Yes, it will.
Oh, boy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to stay with you. I'm just going to turn the cat off. All right? I'm going to turn the cat off, and I'm just going to press and hold the power button on this other machine, which is... Oh, God! That's the machine that's also playing my game. Well, okay. We're just going to...
Wardod, open season.
Wardod is going to come hit my base. All right, here. We'll just switch over to this for the moment. Oh, and now the music stops working. I mean, this is all just ridiculous.
Calling all of server 15. DJz is open and can't do anything about it. Shut it down.
Hold on. Wait, don't we have something for this? Don't we have something? Look here. I do have something for this. Looky there. I got a taking a short break. We'll be right back. Yes. Jules Verne says this is all very elaborate advertisement for the catnip jar. You damn straight it is.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Okay, don't get it twisted. Listen, some creators put commercials in their streams, and I just fake catastrophes. Robotsky says, get on your phone. Listen, I've got a shield up. I'm fine. It's okay. We're almost back. I'm rebooting the cat as we speak. Oh no, Steam has to run an update. That's not good either. All right. No, I don't play ads, Stevens Aaron. I don't even think I have them set up. I don't have ads set up in my Twitch. I probably should, but I don't. And look at that. Just like that, everybody. We're back. All right. We're back, and I still need to get the cat loaded. Loading the cat now.
That's right, D-Lyle.
General Hoke says I'm faking to get the new computer. I mean, honest to God, I really wish I wasn't. Or, no, wait. I really wish I was. Said that totally wrong. I'm totally scamming all of you. No, I honest to God wish I was faking, but sadly. This is all very, very real. Okay, let me come over here to our activity feed here very quickly. IJ throwing a pity bitty in. Thank you. I appreciate that. That bitty will indeed help me in my chase of a new computer. What were we working on here a second ago? Was I trying to change hats when it all freaked out? No, it was the birthday hat, right? Let me put the dunce hat back on. Wow, that's huge. Yes. That's what she said! Okay.
There you go.
And
Waiting for that joke to happen.
We're back. Yeah, that's what she said. All right, and look at that. See, everything's good, and we didn't even have to kill the stream. Scopely, oh god, Trader Scopely just put $100 into catnip jar and says, DJs, La'an isn't broken. Okay, now we know. La'an's not broken. They put $100 into tip jar just to deliver that message to you guys. D. Lyle.
It's important they let you know.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did. Yo, can I give the $100 back for 1,000 La'an shards, please? Can I do that? D. Lyle, thank you for putting $10 into catnip jar as well. I appreciate it very much. $10 into catnip jar from D. Lyle, who says, for the love of God, get a new PC. I'm trying. I'm working on it. Listen, Christmas is coming up. We've got our big, huge philanthropic giveaway. All right, and I've got taxes to pay, so I don't know that it's going to happen anytime super soon. I mean, listen, you take a look up here, okay? If all of a sudden this jumps to 7,500, then sure, we can do a lot of great things. But it's been 4 months to get to this point. I'm not expecting that it's going to jump here like in the next few weeks. It's going to take several months. It's going to take a long time, Trader. So when that happens, we've got other stuff we got to do in the meantime. You know, we got stuff we got to do in the meantime. So
the season of giving will be upon
Bubba
us.
wants Strike Force Wesley.
Oh God,
Oh, that's coming too fast.
Strike
Don't say
Force.
that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about IJ's message. You didn't hear it? IJ sent a sound alert that says Bubba Joe is waiting for Strike Team Wesley Crusher. Strike Team Wesley.
Darn tootin'.
Strike Team Wesley. Oh, man. Yo, hydrate, says Stradalorian. Thank you. I'll do it. Thank you very much. Dan and Vinius also asked me to send back bits. We will do that next time we get to hook up with her. Stony Dude asking for a random thought. Let me see if I have anything good. You know, actually, I'll tell you, I do have one. Bubba Joe told me a few weeks ago, and maybe, honestly, if I had done this in the proper way, Bubba, then I would have known your complaint a little bit sooner. But I wrote this one, Trader, because I was kind of thinking Bubba Joe said he was going to come on the show and he had charts and tables and Excel formulas and mounds and mounds of data. And I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, when I say that, Trader, when I say, like, if I say, first of all, you just run away, child, because I have prepared research, data, charts, and I'm ready to utterly destroy you. And that's actually what happened, Bubba Joe. I knew you were coming in here to destroy me, so we just never got to that segment. That is my admission to all of you. I apologize. Thank you, Stony Dude, for your toy mice and the redemption of the random thought. Bubba Joe.
Maybe I'm weird. I just don't agree. I just don't.
Ripper doesn't agree, or at least he didn't agree with me. Now, but I think it might have been a me not agreeing with him, and now I might be seeing things a little bit clearer, possibly. Okay, listen. Wardod wants Strike Team Badgie. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me Strike Team Badgie. Yes, sir.
I mean, if we don't get a lower decks combat team, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yay, bugs!
I want Strike Team Badgie. Heck yeah. Yay, bugs, says Besselope. Thank you very much for that. Okay. I forget there was something else I wanted to do tonight. Oh, let's do some ATA first. And then I want to get into this Flashpass. I want to talk about the Flashpass a little bit. But I do have some ATA to do, which means it's going to be time for a new Meow Mix.
We actually started talking about the Flashpass and then got way off into the weeds.
Okay, you want to go back to that? We'll go back to that. Let's go back to that. Let me claim my faction credits here that I am saving up for upcoming sourcing opportunities. Just saying. Okay. What am I looking at in here? Officer Flashpass Elite. Let's take a look at this one. ROM.
So we were talking
35.
You brought up the theory that ROM, if we removed the when attacking a station, and then that got us into the Strike Team and the Mantis and stuff. So in my opinion, the difference between ROM level 1 and ROM level 2 is not actually. It makes a small difference for a very narrow firing pattern, right? It doesn't make a difference for 1 or 2. It does make a difference for 3, right? And so, like, there's a difference between 1 and level tier 1 and tier 3, but really no one's going to have tier 3. No one's getting there unless they're just dumping ultras or something like that. So really what we're talking about is getting people to the unlock. And I think people that really, really wanted ROM, that really went hard after ROM, are very, very close to an unlock, and maybe this is what they need. But I think most of them had access to getting ROM, or maybe I'm wrong and they didn't. Maybe the chat could be blowing up right now. It's like, Bubba Joe, you're stupid because not everyone has ROM. So I don't see a lot of value in putting ROM in a thing like this because it's just an unlock, because it's not going to really help you get to tier 3 when you actually can see another tangible change. And to me, the other two officers, it's Martok, is that correct? Or Galron? It's one of those two.
It's Galron.
Galron.
It's Galron, who was in the event store for that arc. So people may have maxed him. People may have had ample access to him. And then Mackinnon. And so you and I talked about Mackinnon earlier today, and I'm changing my position a little bit, because when Mackinnon came out, she, I believe, was in the event store, and I, of course, maxed her because that's the kind of player I am.
Yay, mining!
In that event store. And so, yes, so to me, putting Mackinnon in something like this doesn't make a lot of sense, because it's an uncommon officer. It was in an event store. Everybody should have spent the small amount of event store currency to maximize an uncommon officer that was in an event store. I would rather see an uncommon officer that was never in an event store, right? That you've never had an opportunity to max. Maybe someone like Zhao, right? So that's my disappointment, right? No one in this current battle pass lives up to the level of Harrison, in my opinion, right? So I'm a little disappointed in that regard. However, it is still a Between the Arcs battle pass, which, if you do nothing else, if all you do is the battle pass events and you don't buy the battle pass, you're still getting free officer shards. So I don't think you can complain about it, but I don't think it lives up to the expectation of last month when it was Harrison.
So those are all fair points. And I am going to give my position, and then I'm going to make a very loud admission, which I've already made, Trader. Okay? I've said it on the podcast, and I said it with Rev last night. Scopely consulted me heavily on this Flash Pass. So, folks, you want to be upset about it, you can look at this kitty cat right here. Now, there were obviously some constraints, okay? They gave me a list of officers that they were willing to do, and I chose these 3. Now, there's reasons that I chose all 3 of these. All right? I chose all 3 of these for a few reasons. Let's start with ROM. All right? First of all, ROM, when we were designing this, ROM had no sourcing, okay? Let's not forget that this Ultra Chest change literally came only days ago. Days ago. All right? So I chose this officer out of my selection because, and I'll tell you, I approached all 3 officers on here from a sourcing perspective, Bubba Joe. What is the hardest to get that provides the most unique ability? Okay? So, with regards to the epics, I'm not going to tell you what else was on the list, but with regards to the epics, Rom is a very unique ability. He does have a powerful ability, and of course, at the time we were writing this, there was no sourcing. This only came days ago. There was no sourcing for Rom at all. So, I chose Rom. Made sense. Now, this came out, and granted, listen, a lot of players probably not dumping hundreds of thousands into this recruit chest, at least not just yet. So, players may still be working on ROM. Look, in the chat here just a few moments ago, this Flash Pass is going to get Rotifer's ROM to Tier 2. Like, he's going to promote ROM with this Flash Pass. So I think that's fantastic. Congratulations to you, and I'm glad that it's going to work, all right? With respect to Galron, now I know Galron is in the Ultra Recruits, okay? But, now I'm going to get nerdy on you here for a second, okay, Bubba Joe? Galron. Let's very closely look at what he does. 800, for me, percentage of crew health to shield deflection. Okay? Now, that means he is the anti-what? If he is boosting shield deflection, He is the anti-what, Bubba Joe? Did I lose Bubba Joe?
He's the anti. No, I'm here. He's the anti. He's the anti-explorer.
Yeah,
Anti-Marcus.
he's anti-Marcus. Okay?
Yes.
He is the anti-Marcus. So, knowing that Strike Team was here, and by the way, not fully understanding La'an, obviously, okay, I'm looking at Una, and I'm thinking about all the players this month who said my enterprise is now suddenly more vulnerable. Okay? So I decided that the officer I wanted to choose was the officer that was going to help enterprises the most. Which Trader, if she had known that I made that decision, she probably would have kicked me in the shins. Okay?
I would have, yes.
I would have kicked you in the shins too.
I chose the officer that was going to help the majority of players who were really, really fussing about their enterprises this month. So I chose this officer. And I know that Strike Team Una is bypassing shields, but what does Galron do? He is actually improving the mitigation.
Improving your mitigation.
Which does mean, Bubba, that less damage is going to the hull, and you don't need a shield ability for it. Guys, I'm telling you, I chose these, in my opinion, as intelligently as I could. All right? Strike Team Una, skipping shields. So the only way to reduce damage is to increase mitigation. All right? That's why I chose Galron. Lastly, Mackinnon. All right? Uncommons, Bubba Joe. Uncommons. Like, whatever. Okay? It's an uncommon. But out of the list...
And I didn't know. So this is a point that I didn't realize until you and I had talked. So go ahead.
Well, and this is why I did this. The Ultras got updated. All the epics, all the rares are in here. We've got all the duality rares. This is updated for rares and epics. But uncommons still have not been added to the premium. This chest has not changed, which means Aaliyah Mackinnon has no sourcing in this game. Where can you find Aaliyah Mackinnon, folks? Where does she exist? Nowhere. Nowhere in this game does Aaliyah Mackinnon exist. So, again, choosing a sourcing path for an officer who has otherwise not had one. That was my thought process on these three officers, okay? So, I will read to you a message that I received today from a surprisingly high member of the Scopely management team. I heard you helped design this Flashpass with regards to the selection of the officers. Interesting choices. Let's see how you do. Now listen, players. I hope that I was not thinking over the heads of a lot of players. I chose these three officers with a very, very specific reason. All right? And maybe not everybody likes all of them, all my reasons, but I do stand by them, Bubba Joe. Now, if you would be so kind, you and Trader take turns. Explain to me why you want to kick me in the shins with regards to Galron.
Because the Enterprise and Explorers in general are generally overpowered in this game. They always have been.
Which, according to Ripper, is the standard. I was trying...
The standard what?
Is kind of the standard meta. It's kind of the way it's been. It's kind of the accepted... Yeah. It's kind of the accepted thing, right?
It's the way it's been. It's not the accepted way it's been.
Well, now, me personally, I agree with you, Trader. I agree with you. But I was trying to put my personal feelings aside, and I was trying to help the majority of the complaints. And by the way, this is not just Strike Team La'an. All right? This is Strike Team Una is what I was trying to counter with Galron. Okay? So this was why I chose it. If you guys are upset with it, I will accept full and 100% responsibility. This was my flash pass. All right? And Scopely doesn't have to give me that kind of leniency. I think it means a lot for me that they trust me to make these kinds of decisions, and I hope that the community trusts me to use the most logic and the most reasoning when trying to make these decisions. Mackinnon has no sourcing. None. At all. So that was a no-brainer for me. You know? It was a no-brainer. And Galron, I'm not saying that it's a counter. It's not. But it does help mitigate the effectiveness. And when I say the effectiveness, Bubba, I'm simply talking about how much damage goes to your hull. And it does. You increase your mitigation, you will reduce the amount of damage that goes to your hull. You can't do anything about skipping shields, but you can decrease the amount of damage going to your hull. Okay? I'll see now. Restrusi says, I'm one short of Mackinnon now. Rather her not be in there than be one short. That's silly. All right? That's a silly, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that's silly. Like that, I have absolutely no control over how much loot you spent when Mackinnon was available. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, if you're gonna be one short, then buy the $10 pack. Are there no Mackinnon shards available anywhere else? See, I didn't even know that Barkley was going in the overflow. So there's 5 Barkley shards in the overflow. They added that. That was not something that I had done. Mackinnon 149.
It's only in the free path.
But is she in the
she's not in path? She's not in the elite path, but she is in the $100 pack. I don't think there's any shards in the $10 pack. Let me check. Here's the $10 pack. Yeah, there's no shards in there. So yeah, that sucks. I mean, I'm sure you don't want to spend $100 on this, but $100 gets you the unlock, or $10 gets you one shard short. Until next time, I guess. Until next time. I mean, you know, there will be other opportunities. But again, the reason I did this is because there's no sourcing. I mean, I'm surprised that people are giving me flack about that. For an officer that's not available, given how much we scream about Harrison and Leslie and all these others, I kind of felt like...
I'll tell you, DJ, I didn't realize it didn't have sourcing, okay? Because I've never needed to source it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's on me. That's just where I'm at, my play. You know, it was an officer. It deals with mining, of course. I was going to max it out in the event store. So I agree with you. It's not sourced anywhere. It should be sourced in something. I don't see a reason why it shouldn't be here. But again, it's an uncommon. It is a very specific mining type officer in terms of usefulness.
Yeah.
So it has a somewhat limited life, right? It's not like some of the other mining officers that have use for a material and give some added bonus, like extra cargo or extra protected cargo.
I mean, me personally, I don't use her in the captain's chair, admittedly, but I do use her in the side card. I mean, absolutely. When I'm mining Mysogen, if I'm not going for protected, like earlier today I was mining and I was just going for protection, you'll see here, because I was busy at work, so it wasn't like I was actively trying to speed mine. But yeah, Lloyd, when I am actively mining, I do use her. So, like, I'll put, usually my crew, if I'm actively mining it, okay, then I'll put the Discovery Officer. What's her name? Can't remember. I'll put the Discovery Officer as captain, Tilly on the side for one side of Synergy, and then Mackinnon on the other side. And that's usually what I do. Now, Studio Dave says my Mackinnon has been maxed forever, and that's fine, which is also probably why Mackinnon is in the free track, all right, and the paid users got other items here, okay? Because if your Aaliyah is maxed, then there's a high degree of likelihood that you probably spent a little bit of money when she was available, all right? So, you know, not you know, saying that you couldn't have used that officer or whatnot, but that's why she's only in the free track. And I am surprised. I would have expected to see at least a couple of shards down here, but nonetheless, I'm pretty sure this was the pattern we had last month. It was the rare and the epic in the elite track, and then the uncommon and the rare and the free track. That all being said, you know, even my Mackinnon is not maxed. I think mine is tier 4. Let me look here. 182. Whoops, I could have just... no, I'm in the wrong section. Let me go back. I think mine's tier 4, I believe. But I didn't want to spend the loot for the 5th tier because it was a lot of shards. I guess I didn't do well in the Arc, Bubba, because I didn't get enough. No. Yeah, I do have tier 4. Yep, tier 4. And I haven't even leveled her because that doesn't matter. I'm not using stats on that ship, so... anywho. Now, Divine says, I think the rare directives are more telling. You know... I just look at this as better sourcing on those directives. This past month, we did not have a meta that required rare directives, but it's also been a month or two since that's happened, Bubba Joe, so players should really be trying to... Look, Wardod was coming for my zeroed miner. Look, there he is. Take that Yui, baby! U-turn! U-turn! Am I over cargo? Nope, not yet. He was coming for me. Now he's hiding behind the Armada. He's hiding underneath the Armada. Look at him. Look how cute he is. So rare directives do look like they're easing up just a little tiny bit. And I encourage players to use those strategically because there's still not enough in the game. You know, so, but it's easing up a little bit. Just be cautious with that. So anyway, that was the Flash Pass. Sorry if not everybody likes it, but I had very specific reasons for choosing what I did. Scopely set the values. I would have loved to have seen more shards in the $100 pack. But, I mean, really, truthfully, Bubba, given their precedent, their standards when it comes to epic officer shards, this is not a terrible pack. It's not a pack that I'm probably going to trip over myself to go buy, but it's not a terrible pack. Where did it go? I just lost it. Here it is. It's not a terrible pack.
What is it? 35 ROM?
35 ROM, an unlock of Galron, and 2 tiers of Mackinnon. And then, of course, yes, let's not forget that you are getting more desealing rods in the Overflow event, all right? Which I think, that can't be understated. Plus, there's 5 Barkley shards in the Overflow as well. So... What?
Let's definitely not forget that.
Hey, listen, I have always said, guys, if I'm not going to invest in something, if I'm not going to invest money into something, that's fine. If they give it to me, that's also fine. I will use it when I eventually get it. I'm not spending a dime on that busted, broken, weak-ass officer, okay? I'm not. But if I eventually get it unlocked because they just keep trickling shards to me, then cool, I'll use it. But I ain't paying a red cent for it.
I am still baffled that they introduced him. They introduced him, one, then as an epic officer, and then as a essentially pay-to-play officer.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I mean, but, that's just me, and I made my opinion known on it, and I'm not buying it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it!
I don't think many people are buying it, honestly.
Well, and and people are going to hate this opinion, but if he was like the bee's knees, right? And again, Picard isn't sourced anywhere, but if this was Picard, right? An officer everyone wants, is a key piece to making the TNG crew work. Like, if that was the case, then people would be going nuts purchasing him, right?
Yeah.
He's not a good officer to go after, right? He has such a minor effect of anything in the game. It's such a strange officer for them to want to monetize to me. It just nothing about that made sense.
Victor says, honestly, I care most about the Syndicate XP. It's going to get me to level 16. Well, congratulations. That's pretty big. I am really pleased with my use of the Mantis this month, Bubba Joe. And I'm pretty sure, I'd have to go back and watch an early Twitch stream, but I'm pretty sure I started the month at Syndicate 14. Maybe I was 15. I don't remember. Does anybody remember where I was? I might have been 15. Hell, I might have been 16. I don't remember. but I feel like I'm making like really good progress. In 2 more days, I'm going to be Syndicate 17 and get another preset, which I'm excited about. It's so silly to be excited about. I'm excited about another preset. So, you know.
So it can lose it?
What, yes, I'll have to reset all of them, but I've already taken screenshots of what they all are so that I can come back and get it. Yes, when it breaks, it's going to delete all of them. Then I'm going to have to save them all again, and then probably save them all a second or a third time, but it will eventually stick. I'm wondering if this has something to do with the battle logs bug that Ripper found. Right? Like,
Yay, bugs!
I'm almost certain that it does. And I read a ton of battle logs, so it wouldn't surprise me if I'm in that boat. All right, so there's your Flash Pass, everybody. Trader, I would be remiss if I point out, not for any kind of reason other than we've had an amazing August. The community has been absolutely bonkers crazy this month. Take a look in your chat. We see our monthly gifters and cheerers here. I'm going to move the cat for a second. I'll just let you look over my hat. You guys have been phenomenal this month. I want to say a special thanks to Tucker, Trader, and IJ for gifting a ridiculous number of subs in the chat this month. I would also like to say thanks to Trader, Shady Pines, and Wardon for an absolutely ridiculous number of biddies, kitty biddies, given in the chat. This has been a great month, and I'll point you up here to the bar and just say, hey, listen, we've obviously hit our goals. Thank you guys so very, very much for getting us to our goals. A community game night is incoming, Bubba Joe. We're going to do something goofy and fun. Maybe some Mario Party or Mario Kart or Cards Against Humanity. Maybe we'll do some more. By the way, I did indeed buy for you guys 4 more Jackbox Party Packs.
Ooh.
So we have 20 new games that we can explore together. I bought 4 new packs, so I'm really excited about that. Man, I'm going to share that with you. We'll do that sometime coming up very soon. I would also point out that we are only 6,000, not even 5,200 biddies away from another $20 Battle Pass heading into September, into Deep Space Nine. And if you guys were feeling absolutely insane, 168 subs would get us to another $100 pack. But tonight is it. By the time we do our next stream, it'll be a new month, and everything will reset. CM, it's not the mouse. It's not the mouse. It's my processor, and it's this software that I use. White Wolf says, are you going to play Stray? I absolutely can. I've been playing Stray. I enjoy it very much. But I can only play Stray out here. It's a PC game. It's not available on my phone or anything. So I can only play it when I'm sitting out here with you guys. And if I'm sitting out here with you guys, then I'm usually doing this. Usually playing Star Trek or doing something silly. Trader, thank you for your 150 biddies. Appreciate that very much. Oh, did you just get us to 65?
Maybe.
You did. So there's, just like that, right there is a prize that we're going to give away. We'll do that coming up maybe in about 30 minutes. We'll give away a prize closet prize. And we did already give away 500 materials here tonight, too. So
yes.
I am in the mood to give. Thank you, Vega. Vega just gifted a sub to Tony Rome. Thank you so very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you. DJ Gur says, set the process priority of the mouse software to high. That might fix the issue. Holy crap, how do I do that? You know, listen, I'm going to have to... Yeah, I want to know how to do that. You'll have to tell me how to do that after the stream. I totally want to do that. That could help. The new PC, though, has other things that we want to do. It's not just the mouse. We're going to buy a super PC, Trader, so that we can do remote shows. We can actually go and do some stuff with Scopely on the road. And also, that way, so we can play some better games. You guys know when I do play Stray, it doesn't cooperate well with my cat avatar. It should. Cat playing Stray, it should be great, but it's too memory intensive. So, and that's just, I just don't have the power. So that's another reason. It's not just for the mouse, but it's for, it's so we can do bigger and better games and take the show on the road. There you go. Okay. ATAs. I want to do some ATAs because I have started a new assignment, and I'm just going to go ahead and cheat. I'm just going to go ahead and show you, Bubba Joe. I have started a new assignment. And the reason that I have started this assignment, yo, K Jizzle, thank you for your hydrate. I'm going to do that now because I'm a thirsty kitty. Thank you. Delicious. I'm just doing water tonight. I decided not to drink beer. So
Good choice.
yeah. So Bubba Joe, I have decided to invest in Imperial strategy. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a
Bubba
story.
Joe.
Dr. Juby that's amazing. Thank you. Dr. Juby just sent his own sound alert and says, boo, Bubba Joe.
Thank you, Dr. Juby.
So, let me give you a history lesson on DJ's ship choice path. All right? I have always been Romulan. I have always pursued Romulan. I've got a great auger. I've got a great pylum now. And my original plan was to go and build a Tribune. That was my plan when I went to G4, Bubba, a year and a half ago. Then G5 came out, and very quickly, I learned from G5 players that the G4 epics were not cutting it in G5 space. Like, the G4 epics were just not getting it done.
Well, certainly not the Romulan or Klingon one. That is a true statement.
Oh, really? The Enterprise A was doing fine?
Because Enterprises are broken.
Yes. Vastly overpowered and imbalanced.
I'm gonna.
So when they rebalanced the G4 Epic, okay, because what they did is they gave the Enterprise A massive more shields, and as we've talked about in G5 space, you're fine until your shields drop. Well, the problem is that the hostiles punch out so much damage that there's a lot of your shields are often dropping. But the Enterprise A seems to have just enough to continue to be able to punch up and kill ships without its shields dropping.
Okay.
So the Enterprise A actually can punch into the low to mid, and even I've seen some higher tier A's get into like the 56, 57 range against hostiles.
Wow, really?
So, yeah, but the Tribune, like, it doesn't have the shields. Once the shields drop, it takes too much hull damage. Yes, it's pumping out a bunch of shots, but it doesn't have the shield health. And as we've talked about, once the shields drop, you're toast.
Just out of curiosity, and obviously I don't have those ships. Just out of curiosity, would Rutherford and Cerritos, if shield recycling was working, would that like totally fix the Tribune for G5 grinding?
So Rutherford definitely helps.
Okay.
I use Rutherford on my G5 ships, even though I'm taking up a valuable stat slot. He's worth it on those ships.
Oh, I agree. I use lower decks on my pylum. Even if I can't get full stats, I'm using lower deck abilities. So
it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near.
And you do have percentages that multiply on your shield health. And the base shield health, he's adding like 100%.
It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near.
Shield health of a G5 ship, which is to be expected.
Bubba, I need to
Yep.
pause you for just 1 second to allow Wardod to finish singing his song through text alert. Do you have any more?
Oh, good God.
He just played 2 of them, and they're amazing. Do you have any more, buddy? I don't want to talk over them because Bubba can't hear because he's in Discord. But that was incredible. Thank you very much. I love them. Keep them coming, baby.
Boo, Wardod. Boo.
That's amazing. It's been a long road, he wrote. And he's actually typing out all the lyrics. Thank you, poker players vomiting all over the place because it's a terrible theme. Stony Dude, thank you for your hydrate. I'll do that now. All right, so Bubba, do you still
I'm
feel...
so positive. I'm full of positive energy.
Thank you, Stony Dude. Do you still feel that the G4 Epic is still something to avoid moving into the G5? Because let's not pretend. The G4 Epic is still drastically more expensive than any other G4 ship. It is it is still to this day just plain out stupid. Okay? Like, that is still a ship that you can easily spend 5 figures on. Easily. All right?
So I'm gonna offer a very qualified opinion, and I'm gonna see if Trader kind of agrees with this. Okay, if you're going to build a G4 Epic ship, okay, it should not overlap with any other class of G4 ship you've ever built. So if you built a Coronar, don't build an Enterprise A. If you built a Pylum, don't build the Hegta. Right? Don't overlap your ship parts because you will have run out and you don't have enough. And it's
Agreed.
Just, you don't invest and do that.
Agreed.
So if you have an opening, like if you've built a battleship and an interceptor, go ahead and go get the Enterprise when you get to that 4 land. If you have the faction credits and you don't plan to spend them immediately in G5 land, because the faction credit cost to getting a G4 Epic ship is, like we talked about, just over $1 million.
Yeah.
The faction credit cost to get a G5 uncommon is like $350,000 or $360,000.
Wow, really?
So it's a third of the cost.
Dang,
roughly.
I didn't know that.
So that's
crazy.
what we're talking about, right? Additionally, if you want to get both the Epic and the G4 or G5 uncommon, I recommend you get the same class of ship of those. So that when you are participating in events or when you are buying packs to support one of those ships, you are for free, quote unquote, getting stuff to support the other ship. So if you want to build the Tribune, then go build a Vorcha at G5. If you want to build the Enterprise A, then go build a Corvus at G5. Right?
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
It does.
It's a very qualified recommendation, and there is no doubt that the faction credits are still expensive for the G4 ships. They've never changed. I don't expect them to change. It is going to be something that you've either been saving for a very, very long time, or you're religiously hitting the scouts, which I never did, but some people do, and they talk about how they've still got, tens or hundreds of thousands of messages, and they do it every day, and it's like, I don't have anywhere close to that. So that is, if you have the faction credits and you want to invest them in that way, those are the ways I would do it. But I would not just haphazardly get one and then not align it with what you plan to do in G5.
I agree with a lot of that. Trader, do you have any other comments on that real quick before you do? Saftu, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Appreciate that. Also, Darth Bum, for your Amazon Prime resub in here tonight. Thank you for your 3-month subscribe anniversary. Woo woo! Trader, this is interesting information to hear from Bubba and not totally misaligned with kind of what I was thinking. So let me get your reaction to this, and then I want to tell you what I had kind of been thinking about doing, and let's see if we can iron out some details. So, Trader, how do you feel about that particular advice?
So I think it's absolutely spot on. You don't want to overlap your G4 ships and their resources because they will just suck you dry of everything that you've got. It is a good idea to align, if you're going to get an Epic, align it with your future G5 uncommon. I think that's a good plan. This is something that comes up quite a bit in my alliance because my alliance is not like a bunch of uber whales. I'm the biggest in my alliance, and so the average is going to be somewhere around 43. The value of a G4 Epic is going to lie in how quickly you can move from Ops 50 to Ops 53.
Yeah.
Going from 50 to 51 is easy. Going from 51 to 52 is not so difficult. Going from 52 to 53 is really expensive. So how long is that going to take? How long are you going to, sit in these in-between levels before you can get your G5 uncommon? And in my opinion, if that's going to be more than 2 or 3 months, you are probably better served with getting a G4 Epic. It's going to help you get deeper into Dark Space 2. It's going to help you grind bigger hostiles. You won't be able to effectively grind much higher than a level 53 hostile with a G4 rare, and that's a high level G4 rare. So I think it has value for players that aren't going to just like stomp on the accelerator and speed from 50 to 53.
Yeah,
So-
and to be clear, there is a path, a long path, to go from 50 to 53 without having to spy a bunch of packs. So
Yes,
there is
but it's
a
a
path
long
there.
path.
You can do it. It is a very long path. It's not a decade or anything like that, but it is a very, very long path to slow roll that. And in that, if you're going to go that path, then yes, you're going to want to have the G4 epic ship, because you're not going to be able to hit the hostiles that the game is going to be asking you to hit with your G4 rare, right? You're going to have this massive gap in power you're not going to be able to get to. So yes, everything that's the additional addendums that Trader said, I completely agree with. So it really depends on your play style. It really depends on how far you want to try and push your advantage. Kind of like we talked about with the G4 uncommons, right? If you're going to, as quickly as possible. Now, there's a lot more overlap with the G3 epics moving into G4 space. They can actually do something. That's not the case at G5. You are really limited by your G4 rares are not going to get you very far in G5 space. They've amped up the power of those. And of course, you don't have Pike Muro Chen. So it hits you from both ways. They're hitting harder than you would expect, and you don't have the best hostile hitting crew. And so these events that are like Hostile Hunt, you may have heard me say, "Oh, Hostile Hunt's a grind." You guys are going, "Man, I go kill like 3 guys in the homeworld system." It's like, no. Like that's not how this works for us. They scale them up, and of course the hostiles are hitting harder, and you don't have as efficient a crew. Although we do now, so it's better. So anyway, it's all about your progression and play style, right? What do you want to achieve? Now, I don't believe, and I really. I do hope that Decx is able to prove me wrong, or somebody that's going to replace him. I don't know if he's still playing or not. That they eventually have a free-to-play path to 50. I don't think it exists. I honestly don't think it exists. I don't think it's possible within the next 10 years without continually massively increasing the economy of G4. The hurdle to go from 49 to 50 is ridiculous. So if you're going to get to 50, in my opinion, you have to spend money. There's not a free-to-play path to get that many materials. And I'm not even certain you actually get some of the materials you actually need to get to 50. So I think that people who are going to 50 are going to have to spend. People who are free-to-play are going to be blocked from that until Scopely comes in and does a massive overhaul of the G4 economy again. So, which I hope they might do, because you do want these players that have invested 4 or 5 or 6 years into the game to feel like they can continue to keep up. So that probably is something that needs to happen. But regardless, it is, if you get to 50 at this point, you have spent money. Like that's just, there's no way around that. And so those people are going to have to decide how much they want to spend to get to 53 and quickly, or do they need to take a break, throw the credit card in the freezer, whatever their path is to not spending money on the game, and taking it a little bit slower. And there is a legitimate path to go to 50 to 53. It just is a long path.
So I like all this. I'm soaking a lot of this up, and I'm watching the chat. Queen Bunny says for a relatively low spender, the ride from 49 to 50 is going to be long enough to actually be able to work and grind on an epic. And that is kind of where I find myself. I spend, a couple $100 probably monthly, but I mean, certainly not what some of these players have put in as far as thousands or, at a time and this and that. So my original thinking was that I was going to slow roll it to 50. I was going to build a Tribune, and that was going to be my end piece. That was going to be my cap. Then G5 came out, and originally the G5 uncommons were the way to go, and it kind of quickly trumped the G4 epic. But again, like Bubba says, if you got to 53 relatively quickly, you did that by spending a fair amount of money. If I was going to do that slower, then I probably have a little bit more time to develop the G4 epic. So, but even then, I still had decided that I was going to do the Pylum, which obviously I wanted. And Bubba Joe, I told you that since I had planned to do a Tribune, and I had the battleship parts, and I'm thinking, well, like you say, I'm not going to build another interceptor because the parts are going to kill me, and I want to show you something here in a minute. It's going to blow your mind. But I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and use the battleship parts, and I'll build a Newton. Why would I build a Newton? It was another G4 rare, and it was going to be a second loot ship, Bubba Joe. So a second loot ship for me to be able to grind with, or work on reputation with, or do armadas with, or whatever. Just, extra loot, okay? Now that Strike Team is here, and I'm seeing a lot of people have a lot of success with their Tribunes, not only that, in PvP, Bubba Joe, but then also now with Strange New Worlds, and now with Hemmer, the hostiles that you're grinding with are significantly better with a G4 Epic right now at those lower 50s level tiers. All right? Not to mention, the G4 Epic has given you great warp range. It's given you some great longevity, warp range and everything to get you into that G5 space. So, Bubba, I was thinking about going back to my original plan of doing the Tribune. And then I thought, well, golly, I did want a second loot ship. It's going to take me forever to get to the Tribune. And even more on that, it's going to take me forever to develop the Tribune. So I wanted to work on another G4 rare. And it was your suggestion, Bubba Joe, kind of in this conversation right here, right now, but also with what we had talked about here about a week or so ago, was that I haven't been really given a whole lot of thought to the Corinar, the G4 rare Klingon ship. So I think what I might be transitioning to doing here, Bubba, is going back to needing 1 million Romulan faction credits, which is very, very unfortunate that I just, over the last 3 months, I blew them all. I am now sitting at 50,000 ROM credits. I blew them all. Every last one of them. So I'm starting from scratch. All right? And I thought, well, I'll spend my Klingon credits on getting a Corinar that gets me my second loot ship. It gets me my second rare. And then I'll just start building back up. And honestly, truthfully, you guys saw how I built my Romulan faction credits because I had over 1 million. I had over 1 million, Bubba. You saw it. We bragged about it. It took a year, but I did it. And that sourcing is better for me today than it was a year and a half ago. So I think I'm going to just start refocusing on rebuilding my Romulan credit bank, build the Corinar, get to 50 when I get to 50, and then go back to my original plan of getting the Tribune. I think the Tribune can carry me through 52, as long as it's going to take me to get through 52. So that was my plan. Now, this is an entirely long segment, 30, 40-minute segment on how are we going to get 1 million Romulan credits. Well, it's going to start with my love of ATAs, Bubba Joe. All right? Now, somebody told me earlier that they thought I was talking about a new assignment. No, it's new to me. Sorry if I misspoke. It's new to me. All right? I have never done this assignment for Imperial Strategy. I've never done really any assignment for faction credits because I've always had enough to do what I needed to do when I needed to do it. So, Bubba, I've had to kind of start from scratch here, and I bought something like 200,000 trade XP from the event store and was able to immediately take this rainbow assignment to 80% for Romulan faction credits, and it's going to need to be something that I now put a priority on doing when I see it pop. All right. Moreover, there are a few other assignments that I'm going to be done with soon. Data being one of them. All right. I don't remember. I just got to tier 4, right? So, I mean, truthfully, I know I say soon, but how many more times are we going to have to run that assignment? Let's see.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
788 divided by 12. 66 more times. All right. Now, that sounds like a lot, but at the same time, like, you guys know, I get these probably 5-6 times a week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, I do.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm looking at...
I don't get them that often.
What, 10 to 15 weeks? And my data should be done. So I wanted to start looking at something else. My Tribble is going to be done here soon. And that's another assignment that I'm not going to be doing very much longer. Now, one that I will be doing forever, ATA credits, for sure. I'm going to be doing that one for forever because there's great value in that store. So I felt like it was time for me to look at a new assignment because I was going to be getting some officers back through some of these assignments that I'm not going to be doing, and then putting trade XP into new assignments. So that's what I've decided to do, is start looking into faction credits. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. One is obviously my aspirations when it comes to ships. Not to mention, Bubba, I still have to maintain officers, and I still have to maintain my recruiting, right? So there's a lot of ways that I'm going to be called upon to spend my faction credits. And as I have been teasing for the last week, there's going to be a new reason, another reason added in the coming days or weeks where you're going to want to be able to freely spend faction credits if you want to be able to do so. So these assignments now, this Imperial strategy and the one for the Federation credits and the one for Klingon credits, these are going to start to become a little bit more important. And I decided that I was going to do a couple of these with you guys here tonight and see if we can score a few thousand faction credits here tonight. You guys want to do that now, Trader? I feel like we've been a little bit lazy. Are we all tired?
Yeah, a little bit, but you know.
Can you buy a G5 with ATA credits? Yes, you can, but I cannot yet. You don't get those unlocked until Ops 49. Wait, no? Really?
No.
Seriously?
You cannot buy a G5 with ATA credits.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, that sucks.
Well, oh yeah, they don't have any G5 ship blueprints in the store.
I did not actually know that.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. So, even more reason to invest in the faction credit assignments, all right, because you're going to have to buy those from the faction store. Joker says, how do you buy G4 ships? So, I did use a combination of ATA credits and faction credits. I bought 1 or 2 blueprints every day, just depending on how many ATA credits I had, and then I supplemented the rest when I was ready to build the pylon. I didn't have to wait. I had everything ready to go. So yeah, cool. Says mind blown. Oh, what, on the G5 ships? Yeah, I didn't actually know that. So, yeah, that sucks. Studio Dave says, I run all 12 assignments at all times. Is that not how the rest of you play? So, actually, it's not. Now, you can see I've got 8 out of 10 currently running. And only because I haven't really been online to play since my last reset. But normally, I will only run 12-hour or less assignments for just anything, Bubba Joe. But anything that's 24 hours or longer, I'm doing with a purpose. Okay? That would be axionic chips. That would be faction credits or ATA or one-day epic. All right? I will always, 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 always do the one-day epic. All right? Like, just because they're great sources of service awards. All right? 24 hours, 64,000 service awards for me. Like, that's big, okay? I've never failed any assignment.
Don't forget about nanoprobes.
I don't do that one, Bubba. Honest to God, I know a lot of people do. I don't. It's crazy, right? I don't, though.
I don't grind board probes anymore because I just do that ATA.
See, I still do board probes.
38 million stockpiled.
You have 38 million active or inert? Inert. Right? Yeah.
I don't need to grind at all. It's awesome.
I do still go and hit the probes because that means I can keep Fluffy unoccupied. I know a lot of people use him that way. I totally get it. It's totally fine if you choose to do it that way. I just decided that I was still willing to grind those things instead of running that assignment because I'm also working on maxing Fluffy. So I don't want to tie him up in an active nanoprobe assignment if an officer assignment comes up because those are my priority always. Now,
well, they make these things. They're called speed ups.
I use them carefully, Bubba. Very, very carefully. And I love
except when you're on stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I saved them all
Yes.
for you guys. I saved them all for
We're
you
very
guys.
bad
So,
we're very bad influencers.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do here tonight. And by the way, faction credit assignments, I only do with the rainbows. I'm not doing this one, for example. It's 2 days. It's even fewer credit. Like, I don't do the old ones. I do very few old ones. I do mostly the rainbows. I love the rainbows. Okay. So, with that, we're going to try to blow some ATA speed ups here tonight. I've got 3 rainbows going, Trader. I would appreciate just a little bit of luck. Little bit of luck. Can you guys send me a little bit of hype tonight? Like I said, I was telling Trader, I feel like we've been a little bit docile tonight. I feel like we got to spice it up a little bit. Let's get you guys a little bit of excited. Can we get a little bit of blood flow to your outer extremities? Thank you.
Give me hugs.
Thank you for your hugs and kisses, CM. Bubba Joe,
I'm
let's
so
do it.
positive. I'm full of positive energy.
No, you know why? You know why I don't do that? Who said that? Was it Dave? Chronic Break says, do those with the officers you never use. No. Raw's throwing up. I don't do anything longer than 12 hours. Bubba Joe, why wouldn't I do anything longer than 12 hours?
I am so positive. I'm full of positive energy.
Thank you, Victor. I've got the energy too. Bubba, why, if it's not a targeted assignment, why will I not do an assignment longer than 24 hours or 12 hours? You got it, Joker. Joker's got it. I want the next cycle to come around, and I want it to refresh, and I want an assignment that I find value in. I'm heavily invested into several assignments. If I don't have any, I want to use the refresh timer to improve my odds of getting one that I like. All right, that's why I don't do the 24 hours. All right. JM says, so do you still need the service awards? I'm at the point where all the research I need merits of honor. Oh, yeah, I'm nowhere near maxed on this thing. I mean, I do have merits of honor. I've got a lot of merits of honor. Here, let me show you. Bubba, do you, a trader, remember the number of service awards needed to max this tree? It's pretty stupid.
Oh, it was a ridiculous amount.
Isn't it like 50-some million or something? Or am I making something up?
No, it might actually even be higher than that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's tons and tons. And you're saying merits of honor are the pain, and they are until you get into a rhythm. I've got that assignment at like 80 or 90%. Where the heck are these things? I'm sure I'm overlooking them. I must obviously be overlooking them. Are they under territory? No. Are they under... No. I would have swore they would have been in the other tab, but I didn't see them. Top row. It's in the other tab on the top row? No. Bubba Joe, I mean, am I blind? They're saying it's on the top row. It ain't on the top row. Still looking.
I don't see them there.
Still looking. Still looking. I'm looking. Looking. Oh my god. This is embarrassing. Scopely, there's too much stuff. Here we go. Well, now there's the refreshes and the star charts, but still no merits of honor in that section. How silly. I mean,
Yeah, they need to
it's under materials.
they need to make a way to get rid of that old event stuff that we can't ever use again.
There we go. Jesus criminy. Okay, so I've got 1.8 million, which is about 4% of what I'm going to need to max the tree. Just throwing that out there. But I am up to 11,000 merits of honor, which is still not nearly enough, Trader, but it does buy me through like the next researches that I would be doing. Like, I'm not going to run out if I continue my research at the pace that I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I'm on a sustainable path now with Merits of Honor. But you're right. It definitely read what they say. Use to complete research in the away team's research tree. Okay. Receive from away team assignment, epic away team assignments, and use to complete research. And what am I reading? What's wrong with them? Woo! JMX says I've gotten 100 one time. Dude, you got to invest in that assignment. My trade XP is up to like 91% on that assignment. All right, 91%. You really got to get in there. You got to grind it out. You got to use that trade XP. That's why trade XP in the event store is so daggone valuable. Okay, all right. Yeah, I bought like 200,000 of it, like with this event store. Super. Okay, let's go. We need a little bit of hype. Little bit of hype. Little bit of hype. Here we go. Bubba, which one do you want to do first? I'll let Bubba pick. Bubba, oh, the song just ended. God, it's worst timing ever. Bubba Joe, I got 3 rainbows going. I'll let you pick which one we go first. Don't mess me up, man. Don't mess me up. Did Bubba fall asleep?
He might have.
Did Bubba Joe fall asleep on the air? Bubba!
He's muted. I don't know. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom.
Bubba Joe, are you pooping? Bubba! Bubba! Bubba Joe's either sawing logs or dropping them. One or the other, guys. We don't know. Stony Dude says, let's raid him. Let's do it! Yo, Chronic Break, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Roasted Queen Bunny dropping 6 kitty bitties in here. Thank you very much. Let's do it. Yo. All right, Trader. Since Bubba Joe is actively pooping, then we're going to let you pick the assignments tonight, all right? I got 3 assignments that I'm ready to roll. Which ones are going to be? Which one do you want to do first? You want to do data, ATA, or ROM credits? What's it going to be?
Let's do data.
Data first!
I know you love him.
I do! All right. Are you guys excited? Come on, let me see all your crazy hype. This is my favorite part of the show, where we irresponsibly waste away teams assignment speed-ups. I would literally buy a pack for ATA speed-ups on stream if it meant I could keep going with data assignments. All right, let's go.
You know, you say that. I bought packs so I could finish maxing my ROM rep.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh.
It was worth it.
Yeah, because you're done now. Congratulations on that, by the way. All right, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready! Oh, boy. 17 seconds. I'm going to make you guys sweat it out. Who am I kidding? I'm the one sweating it out. 10 seconds. Until I pop 12 more data shards. 12 more. Let's go. Oh, boy. Wolfwood says he's got faith of the heart for data. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Come on, baby. DJz needs a new pair of shoes. Yeah. Yes. I love trade XP! Woo! Give it to me!
We are unique. Tight.
Yeah! Oh! Come on! Give me another!
We are unique.
All right, Trader, I drew another ATA assignment, but it's rainbow. It's good. I'm willing to speed it up. We got 2 more going right now. We got ATAs and ROM credits. What do we want to do?
Let's do the ROM credits.
ROM credits. Here we go. ROM credits. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, 2,000. 2,000. You know what? 2,000. How many? We need 1 million, right? So only got to do that 500 more times.
Don't think about that, DJ. Don't think about that.
500 more times, and I've got my tribby. All right, we're good. Woo! All right, let's see what we get. Come on, give me another data. Give me another data. Okay, I'll take the tribby. I'll take the tribby. All right, let's go. Let's which one do we want to do next? Do we want to? We could go ahead and finish. Let's finish this ATA. Let's finish this one right here. And then we'll do a tribble. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes! 7,700 ATA credits. That is a Corey blue part.
Did you turn on an exocomp for these?
When I started them. I'm going to here in a minute.
Okay.
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But yes, we will. So let's see. Our new rainbow. Oh, this is a great lineup of rainbow assignments. We have a tribble and we have 2 more ATAs. All right? And I'm totally willing to blow it. All right, we're going to do it because these are all rainbows, and rainbows are where data comes, all right? So, let's get funky. First of all, we're going to go pop a couple of exos. Trader, the first one that I'm going to do is probably just generic stats, I think. Let's do generic stats. And then in the multi-purpose slot, we know health doesn't work, by the way. Health does not work. Health exos don't work, neon lights. It's been bugged for 2 years. Attack and defense do. All right? Attack and defense do, but health is bugged. So let's go. What does ATA use? Defense, right? I don't remember.
Yes.
I thought so. So let's do defense. And this time we'll do the big one. We're going to do 100% officer defense. All right. Here we go. Let's get some new ones set up. And allow me to begin the process of melting your faces. Let's go.
I'm back. Minor correction, DJ. Exocomps have not been bugged for 2 years.
Whatever, year and a half, or since the day ATAs came out. Since the day ATAs and exos came out, they've never. The health one has never worked with each other. The health one, just the health. All right, and by the way, it's G3 and G4, G3 and G4, but they all. Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. They all will, all the others do work for ATAs. It's just health that does not, all right? Just so we're all on the same page. Okay. Do we need to show this on stream? I don't mind. Look at how many people said they didn't know. Do you want me to show you? I can show you. Here, let's do this one. This is a defense, all right? Well, I mean, obviously, we can see. All right, let's go. Here, let me pull up the traits first. All right, so take a look here, everybody. 220 and 7779, okay? Got the numbers, 220, 7779. Now, Bubba Joe, because I love this community so very much, I am going to come in here and burn a G4 100% EXO. Oh, God, this hurts my heart. This hurts my heart. All right, I did it. Now, we're going to come back in, and I'm going to show you that my numbers will indeed now be lower without that EXO, okay? Boom, there you go. See? There you go. That EXO would be good for getting me about another 400 or so ATA credits. Now, it's small, but you run that assignment obviously enough times, then it's going to absolutely build up. So, yes, ATAs are susceptible to exocomp stat boosters, okay? Just not the health ones. The health ones are actually broken with regards to ATAs, all right? The generic stats, the attack, and the defense ones do work, okay? Knowledge says, how do you find out which stat each ATA takes? Right here, actually. Says it right on the assignment. Your key stat is defense, which means this particular assignment is going to weight defense heavier than the other two stats. If we were to come over here to the tribble assignment, we would see that it is based on health. All right, so health gives you more benefit. Roasted Queen Bunny says, if they don't work, why don't they remove it until they fix them? Oh, because the exos do work. No, the exos do work in ships, in PvP, in PvE, ship stats, all that other stuff. They do work. Okay, the health exos do work. It just does not, for whatever reason, there's a switch somewhere that's got to be flipped. The health ones do not actually work on ATAs only. They work in PvP and PvE and everything else. On ships, they work fine. It's just not right here in ATA. Cyrix has asked me to change hats. I will do that for you. Cyrix, what would you like to... Where am I getting attacked? I don't even have any ships out. Oh. Meridian. Thank you, Wardod. Red alert, sucker! Wardod got me. Okay. What hat would you like? I'm fine to change hats. Let's see. Wardod! Okay. Cyrex has asked me to change hats. I'll do that for you. Let's see. What do we want to put on here, Trader? What are you thinking?
Let's do the Mohawk.
Okay. Cool. You know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Oh, that's not a Mohawk. That's a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, that works too.
No, I'm actually going to load up one of my favorite avatars. This one is saved on a preset. This is one of my favorite combinations right here. Like, I love this one. I don't know why. It just makes me feel all fun and party-like. All right, so, yes, there we go. All right, Cyrix says, yes, I like the Mohawk. There you go. Thank you for spending your toy mice in here. Appreciate it. Geeky Jayhawk has asked for a hydrate. I'll do that. AJ asked if we could suggest a poll. Do you want to do the poll? Before Bubba Joe answers the question, was he sawing logs or dropping them?
Oh, good grief.
He wants to do a poll on it first. All right, we'll do it. Fine. I don't like making hats bigger, but I do it because it's a channel redemption. All right, so here, was Bubba sawing logs or dropping them? Poop. There we go. All right. This is silly. All right, there's your poll. And when the poll closes, we'll give you the results, and then Bubba Joe can actually tell us what he was actually doing. He was probably doing something amazing, like making dinner or, watching Final Jeopardy or something like that. Yeah, I know. That's probably what he was doing. Bubba, were you watching Final Jeopardy? You probably were, right? Oh.
I would tell you, but then the poll would be invalidated.
We got to wait till after the poll. Correct. Okay, thank you. Rutherford, thank you for your hydrate. I'll do that now. Appreciate it. DJ Lunchbox wants to make the Mohawk bigger. Man, I just got this Mohawk. I just got it. All right. Fine. Let's see if we can make it bigger. There you go. God, that's huge. There. We'll go right there. There you go. Okay, thank you. DJ Lunchbox, Stony Dude has asked for a random thought. And then we'll do more ATAs. Oh my God. So me and Mrs. DJz were having yet another conversation about our differences in our childhood. Like what we were watching when we were kids, like, Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street. That's a lot of what I grew up with. But, she grew up with, like different things like Barney the dinosaur and like, the Teletubbies and stuff like that, right? So this conversation happened at one point, and that was the end of the conversation, Trader. And then a little bit later, I don't even remember how this came up. We were maybe out to eat or something. She just said, gosh, we live in such a strange, weird neighborhood. And for whatever reason, Mr. Rogers popped into my head. Mr. Rogers popped into my head at that particular moment, and I'm thinking, maybe we were the ones, Bubba Joe, that were at a disservice by watching Mr. Rogers. I feel like Mr. Rogers did not adequately prepare me for the weirdos in my neighborhood. Okay? I don't know about any of you guys. Mr. Rogers didn't pull it off, okay? Did not adequately prepare me for what happened in my neighborhood. So, I still love Mr. Rogers. But my neighborhood was weird. My neighborhood was not like the neighborhood of make-believe. Or the land of make-believe. What did he call it? The world of make-believe? I don't remember what it was, but either way, Mr. Rogers let me down.
I think it was the land of make-believe.
The land, that's what it was. The land of make-believe. Yeah, well, he let me down. Just throwing it away. Just throwing it out there. DJ Lunchbox says, really, are you comparing that to real-world scenario? Because Sesame Street had a dude living in a trash can. You're right. Okay, fair enough. Absolutely. Fair enough. Okay, Bubba Joe, it appears that your poll is done, and 75% of the community thinks that you were pooping.
Well, 75% of the community is incorrect.
Oh, whatever. You wouldn't actually admit on stream if you were pooping, were you?
I would not admit that on stream, but they are also incorrect.
So we don't even know. See, he's telling us right now that he's lying to us.
As is the other 25% of the community.
So what were you doing? We were trying to talk to you for like 20 minutes, and you were just gone.
So I had a phone call. As I told you earlier today, I am back in secret location number 1.
Yes.
Trying to coordinate movers and packers and things like that for my house.
Why are they calling you at 9 o'clock at night?
Well, that's another question, but they wanted to confirm addresses and the start times, and so those were calls that I felt were slightly more important than the Twitch stream.
What? I am offended, sir. I'm offended.
Yeah, that is totally
okay.
I'm offended by your audacity, Bubba. Jeez. Crazy. All right. Everybody, I've just reactivated my defense exo. Let's go hog wild here, okay? Which one do we want to do first? We want to do Tribble or ATA credits? Bubba,
Tribble.
You want to do the Tribble? Okay, do the Tribble first. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 3-day assignment, so it's going to be more expensive. I need a little bit of extra liquid luck, please. Yo, throw me all the luck. Listen, all the liquid luck, all the liquid that is dripping off your melting faces right now. Send it to me. Here we go. That's weird. I know, it's very weird. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bubba Joe, 95%. And enough statistics to get a bonus shard. Lucky number 13, a baker's dozen of this furry tribble. And we're going to start this assignment. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come immediately
Enjoy that while it lasts.
We're going to, I know. I'm in a really good spot at this particular moment. We're going to go ahead and throw some speed ups in here. And right here, with these final seconds, I'm going to ask you guys to go crazy with your hype. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Yes! All right. All right, Bubba Joe. Now what is going on? My mouse is acting silly again. Now what's going on, Bubba? Oh, okay, I got it back. I got it back. Woo! That was scary for a second. Okay, dude, we've got.
You should know I cannot help you.
We've got 3 ATA assignments, everybody. 3 of them. Let's do it.
Do it all.
We got 3 of them. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's do it. Yeah.
You can do it all night long, DJ.
We got another data. Yo, we got a data. We got a data. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Another data assignment. Bubba Joe, we can mark it down to 64 more times. Right here. Oh, see, the song ended again. That is my Marvel superpower. Somebody said it in the chat earlier. That's my Marvel superpower, is trying to build hype when the song ends. Okay. Here we go.
Nope. DJ,
Let's go.
I need.
Oh, God, no! Oh, God! Ah! Bubba, this is because you just said you were trying to leave. You just cost me 12 data shards.
It's all
Bubba!
your fault.
Bubba!
Then you need to spend more trade XP, is what needs to happen.
I do need to spend more trade XP. Oh, God. All right, that's okay.
I don't fail to critical my data assignments anymore. I just only see one a month.
You just don't speed them up? Oh,
Sorry, sucker!
Oh, IJ,
No,
that's
I
so
speed them
mean.
up all the time.
Bel Air says, what ops level do you get epic away teams assignments? That would be Ops 39. Ops 39. Okay, listen. We still have 2 more rainbow assignments that we can rush here. So let's see if we can get another data. Come on. Let's see if we can do it. We can get it back. We can get this back. Yo, let's do it. There we go. There we go. We got it back. 8,000 more ATAs, Bubba Joe. Are you trying to leave us? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, all right.
He's trying to fall asleep on you.
Bubba. Oh, my God. Dude, these respawns are great tonight. Bubba, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful night. And we'll talk to you tomorrow? Or are you traveling tomorrow?
I am very busy tomorrow. I probably cannot do the podcast tomorrow.
Do you want to go
But if you do want to do the grading show,
Yeah.
I can give you something to read.
Yeah.
Assuming you'll read it word for word.
Yeah. I will read it word for word. I promise. Absolutely. Hey, will you grade it right now? Do you want to grade it right now? Go ahead and grade it right now.
Okay. It's got a new segment to the Twitch stream.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this month is very difficult for me to evaluate.
Uh-huh.
On the one hand, once identified with some fairly significant flaws in the Mantis, they reacted to improve it. That should be rewarded.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Additionally, we got improvements to the refinery. That's something that's been long overdue. Okay. And finally, the Arc Runner pivoted to include free to play at a much higher loot count than previously was designed for the Arc. All of those are fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. I cannot put into words how diametrically opposed I am to the Mantis in general. The Mantis still has significant flaws even after their adjustment in the way that it works, as the sting, as the PvE loop. It still has significant flaws. Additionally, strike team officers are problematic for a multitude of reasons. And so for me this month, I want to give game design like a -1 million. You know, your scores normally go from 0 to 100. They get a a -1 million for just turning their brains off and releasing garbage. Okay.
Oh God!
But the Arc Runner did their very best to salvage what could have been one of the worst arcs of all time if all of the loot was hidden behind Mantis events. So the fact that they pivoted and then in some way overcorrected to give us even more event store loot than we've ever gotten, that needs to be recognized. So this is very unusual because we've had arcs where game design was good and live ops was terrible.
Yeah.
This is the first one I can think of where live ops did a really good job trying to recover the arc, and the game design was so epically bad. Okay, so I'm in conflict, right? I also would like to give props to their use of the Strange New Worlds crew. That in looping that into events, that made that event a slightly different version of hostile hitting that we've normally done.
Right.
And I felt that I appreciated that twist in event design. So that is a thing that, again, we see these reiterated, events. Sometimes they don't even change the icons. We still get events that have the lower decks officers on them, even though they're not rewarding lower decks officers, they're rewarding other ones. They have all these laziness of events they do. And this was an event that was built up well, had good, you would easily identify what the purpose of the event was from looking at it. And I want to recognize that sort of thing. But how do I reconcile that we have, if you have a student in a class and on Monday they drive their car into the classroom, do donuts inside the classroom, and then light it on fire, and then on Wednesday they turn in the most beautiful essay paper you've ever read in your entire life. How do you grade that student, right? And that's where I'm at this month. So because the design of the two features is so epically terrible on a scale we have never seen from Scopely before, I cannot give this arc a passing grade. As much as Echo and the Arc Rover tried to recover the game design is so awful. The arc still gets an F.
Oh God! All right, well that's not my prediction. Look on your screen. I had a prediction for you. Wow, you're gonna fail it? You're failing the arc?
I'm failing the arc.
Wow. Damn.
Now, Event Store loot was fantastic for free-to-play. It was fantastic for every player. But as Trader and I have told you repeatedly, there isn't anything for us. Trader and I both took our Cerritos to Tier 12. That means when the next Event Store comes out, what are we supposed to spend our Event Store loot on? They have had this problem since G5 launched, and they have taken 0 steps to address it.
Yet you just told me that you spend trade XP to get assignments to 100%. Trader has a tier 12. Trader has a tier 12 Cerritos. Okay,
I do.
Come
I'm quite proud of it.
How can you tell me that there's nothing in the store that gives you value when you're talking about this stuff? Yes, you say you can buy packs for it. I get that, but
hang on. I took my Cerritos to tier 12 this arc as well. Now, what does that mean? What am I going? If I spent all of my event store loot getting my Cerritos to tier 12, what am I going to do for the next event store? Am I going to take another Cerritos up to tier 5? What's the purpose of that? I already have three features,
Star Trek Fleet
2 of which are max tier, 1 of which is at tier 9.
Thank you,
That's not going to return me any value. There is no content in an event store for players who are actively engaging in the purchased mechanics of the arc. Did you max
all of the Strange New Worlds officers?
I took them until they were no longer adding mitigation. So that means they're all at tier 4.
What about Pike?
You know what the return on epic officers is in the
You say there's nothing of value in there, but I mean, it's something is better than nothing.
I could not have gotten Pike to another tier.
Dang. Dang, man. Dang, I cannot believe you're failing this arc. Damn.
So I failed the last
and
one.
I tried to
it's his
recognize.
turn.
I tried to tell you the event store loot. So first off, why did they have to pivot? Why is nobody at Scopely looking at the arcs and going, "Hey, what if they don't buy the ship? What are they going to do this month?" How come nobody even thought to ask that question? At
I
Scopely?
think that's fair.
I understand.
I even said that to
And
Echo last night. I said that.
I appreciate that they pivoted so hard to make sure that people were engaged, and that needs to be recognized. But I cannot emphasize enough how terrible the Mantis and the Strike Team crew is from a game design perspective. And it is overshadowing every single other aspect of this arc in ways that they've never, like, if I told you that my bar of expectations for the arcs are about 100 feet below the surface of the ground, all they have to do is walk from one step to the next without digging themselves a hole 101 feet down to go below my expectations of what their capabilities are. And they didn't meet it this month. They're so bad at game design. I am so frustrated at their ineptitude when it comes to game design, and this month was the worst of it. So, no, the arc cannot get passed, and this time it has zero to do with the actual deployed arc that the arc runner actually pivoted to and released. It has everything to do with game design falling on their face and failing at a level we have never seen before.
Okay. Whew. Bubba Joe, you continually find ways to render me speechless. Speechless! Stony Dude, thank you for your hydrate. I'm parched. Bubba Joe, you need a Bud Light. Woo! Okay. All right.
I know he doesn't drink, but it sounds to me like
he doesn't
needs
drink.
a shot of bourbon.
He doesn't drink. Bubba Joe doesn't drink. So
I'm
I
so
say
positive.
this. I tease
I'm full
him.
of positive energy.
Bubba Joe doesn't drink. So obviously I'm just playing with him. But Bubba, damn, son. Like, you just need to just take a shot. Just one.
Oh.
Just one. Just relax. Just take the edge off, baby. Take the edge off.
If Scopely was to come out, even if it was just Echo on Rev's stream or your stream or somewhere else, and say, hey, we are going to change the Mantis. We are hearing your feedback. We are seeing what's happening. And we're going to change the Strike Team because completely eliminating a mitigation path and having infinite shots and potentially having the issue where you could possibly have an opponent that doesn't fire at all, we think that might have been a step too far. If they came out and said that, I would change my evaluation. But game design doesn't know what they are doing. There's zero chance that they realized that the Sting was going to reduce damage by 60 to 70%. 0% chance they realized that. And there is a 0% chance that they realized that the way that they wrote La'an was going to continue to add shots round after round after round. And the reason I know that is because instead of changing the Tribune, they overpowered the Hegta and the Enterprise A. And then when they released the G5 Epic, they made such a neutered, watered-down version of the Tribune as the Didiridex that it doesn't do anything. There is a 0% chance they intended this to happen, and they coded it, and they supposedly tested it, and they released it anyway. Game design failed this month, and failed it so hard that the arc couldn't recover. And now I need to hydrate.
Well, excellent. Excellent conversation, Bubba Joe. I don't know what else to say. You know what though? It's all good. It's all good.
It's okay.
This is the yin and the yang. Yeah, no, it's okay.
Mark, you guys are going to and I don't undervalue your guys' opinion, right? You're going to talk about how this event store is the greatest ever, and that needs to be rewarded, and I acknowledge that. Okay, I do, but it's so diametrically opposed to this really good service we got, and then just this student blowing up their classroom, right? And I can't reconcile those two and say, yeah, you can go on to the next grade. It's just it's such bad game design that it overwhelms everything else.
What if that kid blew up the bathroom instead of the classroom? Is it still bad?
I imagine blowing anything up at school is bad.
I mean, what if he really, what if he had chili beans for dinner? What if he really all right.
I recognize that this is not the grade you expected.
It's not.
I do not expect this to be recognized by the other panelists. So you guys can, I apologize. Just my schedule, this is not lining up with the podcast. Please reinforce. We've talked, and I know you said something on Sunday, and we said something in the last stream. We're good. This is not me skipping out on the podcast. My life is just insane with this return to home for the packing and everything that I have going on. So I would love to be there. It just won't work out. And I hope that the podcast has a more positive spin on the arc as a whole, because, again, most of you aren't as upset about the Mantis and the Strike Team crew as I and Ripper are, and you're going to reinforce that the event store was very good for a majority of players, not for me, but for a majority of players. And so I want to make sure Scopely hears all of that feedback. But in my opinion, from my perspective, based on the game design and how this arc affected both me positively and negatively, it is overwhelmingly negative, and I can't give it a passing grade. So I hope the podcast is far more positive, and I think the community at large is much happier
Bubba
with
Joe
the event
loves
store loop
incursions
they
in the
received,
Mantis.
and is going to focus in on that, and I'm okay with that. But from my perspective, game design completely fell on themselves this month and couldn't recover, and wouldn't. So, sorry to bring you down, DJ.
Oh, no, I'm having a ton of fun right now. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I can't type and talk at the same time. I apologize. I was just sending a message. Anyway, listen.
Did you win a bet with Echo?
Did I win a bet with Echo? No. I think. I mean, if anything, I probably lost a bet. I never dreamed you would have failed it. To be perfectly honest with you, I never would have dreamed you would have failed it. But that's okay. You're the yin, baby. You're the yin to my yang. It's all good. And I promise to read whatever you send me. All right, so send it up, baby, and I'll read it tomorrow. In the meantime, we have a couple more assignments that we got to do. So let's bang these out.
Good night, DJ. Good night, Trader. Good night, Steve Zarin.
Good night, Bubba. And you know, here's the thing. You know what? Okay, I'll do that, Blue Panda. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's do it this way. Grade the arc. Strange New Worlds Part 3. There we go. All right, and I'll leave this one up a little bit longer. We'll leave this one up for like 5 minutes, Trader. 1 vote per person. There you go. Go ahead and give the grades. All right. Obviously, there's only a couple hundred people hanging out in here, so, you know, not a super wide sample, but we'll give it a shot. All right. You guys go ahead and go with your votes. In the meantime, I'm going to spend some more speed ups. So let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh, I got the stupid Burnham assignment. God, it's a freaking terrible assignment. All right, we still got one more rainbow. We got one more rainbow, Trader. We got one more chance to get us some other good assignments here tonight. Let's go. Come on. Oh God, that's the second failure tonight. Oh. See, I didn't get enough hype. I did not accumulate enough hype. Hey, we got another data assignment. Whoop, whoop. All right. Listen, I'll take my failure. On the ATAs because right here, folks, we're going to pick up another 12 data shards, okay? Yes. Okay, no, I got it.
You got it, DJs?
No. Mouse died again.
I got it. No, I don't got it.
I don't got it! I'm trying to fix the mouse again. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, this is killing me tonight. Dude, I'm afraid this computer is getting ready to crash again like it did earlier. Oh no, I think it did.
Oh.
I wonder if I can hook. I wonder if I have another mouse I can hook directly. Oh, come on! This is so dumb! Okay, got it back. Whoop! Got it! Jeez, it's getting worse as the stream goes on. Okay, here we go! Yo, let's... Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me! God bless it! This is because Bubba Joe failed the arc. This is because Bubba failed the arc. My ATAs are basically saying, fine, F you, DJs. Oh. And now we got nothing in here. Nothing left. There's nothing left. Oh my God. And my mouse just froze again. Like, how long did that last? 30 seconds? You know what, Trader, we've been on 3 hours. Bubba Joe ruined my mojo. We're going to have to go here in a second because my mouse keeps dying. Okay. Yeah, Heavy Tater says 66 to go. I think it was only 64, wasn't it? Oh, yay. Thank you. Scopely just put $1 into the tip jar and says, we heard you, Bubba Joe. Mantis skin coming in September. Available in your pack store.
Oh my God.
We hear you, Bubba Joe. We hear you, baby boy. All right. Trader.
Do you have enough juice to do that drawing?
Do I have enough? Oh, yeah. You guys want to spam the chat? Hang on. Hold on. I gotta pull up the Nightbot. And then we'll give away a single prize closet drawing, Trader. That's all we've got tonight. A single prize closet drawing, because really, again, we were just a little bit laid back and maybe just a little bit lazy tonight. But it's all good. It's all good. We had a wonderful month. As a matter of fact, I know what's happening, Trader. I know what's happening. They're waiting for September 1st to start so we can shatter even more records in September.
There we go.
That's what's happening.
How you think.
That's what's happening. Everybody is just holding back. Everybody's saving up their kitty bitties. Everybody is ready to resub in the month of September because new records will be had. New records will be broken. And Twitching Trek will continue to bring you ridiculously awesome and hopefully quasi-entertaining content. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed that time. Spam that chat. By the way, Trader, it looks like our poll ended, and it looks like the community created kind of a perfect bell curve. 35% of the community giving it a C, 27% each of the community giving it both a B and a D, 7% of the community giving it an A, and 5% failing the arc. So, interesting numbers there. Very, very interesting. So, we'll do more on the podcast tomorrow, of course. In the meantime, we're going to wrap up tonight. Oh, Trader. If I can get my mouse to work. It's crashing hard. It's crashing hard. It's like, yo, it is time for freaking bed. All right. I'm trying to get to my drawing. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 207 viewers in the chat, which means we need 104 chatters to be entered into our contest. 104. You guys we're just chilling tonight, Trader. Just chilling. Because I've only got 87, so I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up, community. I need you to spam that chat. We need 104, and we'll give something away out of our prize stash, all right? Wolfwood says, come on, come on, come on! Just Q throwing 24 kitty bitties into the tip jar. Thank you. Yo, Clips 9000 following the channel here tonight. Thank you. Look, even the cat's going crazy right now. Thank you guys so very much for a wonderful, wonderful show. Thank you, Queen Bunny. 9 kitty bitties in the chat here tonight. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Wardod just ratted IJ out.
What did Wardod do?
He said IJ steals Borg probe.
IJ steals Borg probes. DJ steals them too. Yeah, he does. All right, Trader, we did it. We're up to 106. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to indeed draw a prize from our stash here tonight. And we're going to do it right now because the song is ending. So why the F not? Yay. Congratulations. YO Wonder. YO Wonder. Yay. The song ended. I'm sure you're actually much more excited. Congratulations, YO Wonder. Congratulations to you. Be sure to PM us, either myself or Trader. Trader preferably, because I have like 7,000 PMs that I haven't answered yet. Be sure to PM Trader. When you do so, include your player ID. Please also include 2 numbers between 1 and 20. And then we will give you your prize options. You guys are asking for hints. Oh my gosh. What kind of hint could I give you here tonight? Probably not much of one. To be honest with you, I haven't written them yet.
Well, I want to be clear. If anyone PMs me that, I will ignore and block.
What, the Faith of the Heart lyrics?
Yes.
Oh, come on. That's great. That's so funny. I really don't have a hint for you. I'm sorry. I don't have one prepared. I'll write them for tomorrow, though. I've already been talking about the faction credits thing. I mean, we did like 30 minutes on that, Trader. We talked about the faction credits and the officers that are coming. And last night, I really, really, really got highly inappropriate with Rev and Echo. So I feel like I've done my fair share of spoiler giving. However, I promise you a traditional Talking Trek hint coming up tomorrow on the show. I promise. I promise. In the meantime, I will tell you, Ra, that faction credits continue to be important and coming in the next arc, as is consistent with the hint that I've already given, Trader. Coming in the next arc, a new way to spend them to improve your officer sourcing. Listen, last night, last night, Echo kind of forbid me to tell you the officers that were in it. All right? I mean, I wasn't going to just outright, out and out, blurt out that John Harrison might be an instant max. I wasn't just going to blurt out that previously paywalled officers are going to become impossibly, I mean, just like, not impossibly, wrong word, like ridiculously easy to pick up shards and max these officers. I mean, it's not like I was just going to come out and tell you, yes, community, I know that the Amalgam Refinery sucks, but don't worry. There's going to be a better way to source Honor Guard Wharf in only days. I didn't say that, Trader. So I don't know what Echo was getting all upset about. I said absolutely. I said none of those things. Absolutely none of them. Okay? I mean,
you have been the epitome of discretion, DJ.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, if I really wanted to blurt out that you were finally going to be able to unlock Leslie absolutely free, then I could understand Scopely getting upset about it. But I said none of these things.
That's right, you didn't.
I didn't say any of it. All I said to the community is that your faction credits are going to present to you a new opportunity at maxing new officers using a traditional loop, but now providing select officers in a new way for players to fast track their progression. If you need more information, please visit our previous YouTube video, Officer Progression Ops 20 through 40. You'll kind of get the hint. Trader, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful August. Community, thank you guys so very much. It's been an absolutely ridiculous August. Thank you guys so very much for all of the records you guys smashed. I can't believe the number of subs that we got to put together in this chat this month. I cannot believe the number of followers on this channel. I cannot believe the number of bits that you guys contributed to our content here. Thank you so much. I am humbled beyond belief that you guys are here. And I look forward to continuing to do it again all over in the month of September as we dive deeply into the world of Benjamin Sisko. As we take a look and turn the page into Deep Space Nine and find out what Scopely game design has in store for us, or in the words of Bubba Joe, how they've mucked up the game even more. There are some assumptions out there, Trader. There are some people kind of doing a little bit of guessing about what in our roadmap could actually show up during Deep Space Nine. I don't know. I guess time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Flashpass. Enjoy your free officer sourcing where none existed before. Enjoy your extra bonus rewards during a time of relaxation and recovery. Deep Space Nine is around the corner. My name is UltimatDJz. Thank you for watching Twitching Trek. Special thanks to all of our subscribers, our supporters, our followers, our gifters here tonight. Thank you guys all so very much for all the love and generosity you guys have given here. My name is UltimatDJz. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.